youth. I said, who knows better than a 22-year-old? We have a minister of happiness. When they asked me, are you happy in the city? I said, by you asking me this question, I'm very happy. Right? So it's these kind of things really support in the growth that you have. And the government works. The government is efficient. Right? It's amazing. I mean, the ministers in Saudi, I was at Davos and I saw all of them. 9 of them at Davos, working hard, doing meetings, young, active. This is a new GCC that we are seeing. These opportunities don't come to us every day. Take it. You know.
No, I think as we learn from you, Nilesh Bhai, crises bring opportunities, and then you have your fundamentals that you don't go away from, right? And then you look at growth, and as he just described, the positiveness, the encouragement of the rulers, the government, the ministries that encourage the businesses. So I think it's just wonderful to hear from him. I mean, he can be here whole day, and we would have stories and stories. But thank you for the insight. My next question will be Dr. Tariq, who, as I said, has a little bit of Indian DNA. Doctor, as someone deeply involved in the local economy, how do you personally view the pace and the direction of change in the kingdom?
It is so fast. We cannot keep up with it. Okay. Only the young generation can. The good thing is that it is being run by the young generation, so that they can fulfill their dreams. If you want to compare the face of the country from the 1980s, you know, at the height of the oil income, and when there was a lot of investment on the infrastructure, and you notice what has transformed since 2016 until now, I have never seen such a fast transformation anywhere that I have been to. I don't want to say anywhere in the world, but that I've been to. Fast and quick. Today, when people talk about Vision 2030, it's no longer a long-term vision. Okay, you are 2025, 5 years to go. Okay. Now the vision beyond is being worked on. I think the social transformation has been the biggest change that drove everything. Okay. The attitude of the people towards not only work, but everything in life has completely changed. A lot of people come and tell me that they're so happy when they land in the airport in Saudi, how quick their immigration goes and how the ladies process you so fast. Well, we all know that ladies are far much more efficient than men and much more dedicated to their work. And they are part of our success. Of course, many people will say, but this is not a big deal. No, it is a big deal because as a person coming from elsewhere, this is your first experience with the country. If you have a bad experience at the start, you would not want to come and invest, and you would not want to discuss anything. But the pace is so fast everywhere, unlocking all the potentials. I mean, we have seen such a fast movement in the IT sector, the communication sector, moving within, I say, starting from 2017 until now, from totally bureaucratic government to paperless. In fact, government does not want you to come. Okay? You can do everything from your home. You can set up your own company. You can amend your own company. You can set up your articles. The only time where you have to show up at a government office is when you sign the articles of your own company because they require a unusual signature. Okay. So a process that used to take you 6 months and 8 months, you can finish it now in no time. Okay. This facilitates working inside the environment. There are sectors that I personally have experienced and I never thought that they will open. The mining sector. And long time ago, we were working on a mining project and I toured the whole country. You know, as Saudis, we would know more about UK and France than actually Saudi Arabia. Okay. Because we don't go out of our cities. We leave our cities only to travel abroad. We don't explore the country. So I went on an exploration of the whole country, and my conclusion was that Saudi Arabia has more mining wealth than the oil that it has. Okay. It is far much more sustainable than oil. I mean, if you would have told somebody 10 years ago, uranium in Saudi, no way. Now we're signing with the US to set up the nuclear power plants using uranium explored, refined, enriched in the country. And like this, many elements on the ground, okay? The mining sector will be the biggest, I think, boom, because it's not only the mining side and getting the material out, it's the industries that get built down the road, all the way to the finished product. We do not like exporting raw materials. We would rather have all of this converted inside the country, add value to it, and export the finished product. So if you see investments, for example, in the, let's say, in the military sector, okay, it starts still from mining, but you're transforming and you're creating an industry that is using all of these products. I never in my whole life thought that tourism would be an industry in Saudi. Okay, because there was no need. You know, forget about being a conservative society, but actually it was not needed. We really didn't look for it as a source of income. We had the religious tourism. Believe it or not, we don't make much money out of it. Huh? Okay. Other countries make more money because the money spent is mainly spent on tickets, fees of the home country, and the whole thing. Okay, only a bit of spending on hotels. But now we're telling people come and explore from the north and the south. I am finding out more about the country today from the eyes of the tourists that are coming in. The artifacts that are being found 8,000 and 9,000 years ago, it's even older than the Egyptian artifacts. It shows you that the land is rich. But where is the investment behind it to show that? Okay. The entertainment industry, Mr. Manal Sulaiman is responsible in the sports side. You cannot imagine how much money is being poured behind the sports. And I think probably in a year or two, they'll start the cricket in Saudi. Okay. In cooperation with India. Okay. When you think of the size of the Indian population, the Pakistani population, and the Bangladeshi population, you do have what you need to have a successful cricket business. So I think from every angle you look, there has been a huge change. It's a permanent change. Okay. At times I feel as an older person, like a foreigner. I have Mr. Sangani in here, who's been into Saudi for the last since the 70s. I keep telling him, come now, and I challenge you to find your way. You will not be able to. It's a completely different place. Okay, but for also don't forget, I'm the son of industry. And industry in Saudi is a major contributor to the GDP. It will always keep growing. We have the best of industrial cities. And I'm talking about industries, not necessarily only high tech, but even the food industry. Okay, and by the way, I don't know if that many people know that we have more percentage of farmland in Saudi than the entire Middle East. People think it's desert. It's not. It's part of it desert. The rest, we have our own mangoes, okay? And we're gonna come after India, okay? You know this, right? I hope I covered the points well.
I think it's very open, frank, and sincere remarks by a Saudi person, absolutely educated in the US, whether it was undergrad, graduation, and doctorate as well. But the remarks coming from Dr. Tariq enlighten all of us as to the changes taking place there, the opportunities there, etc. Thank you so much. So I'm going to move now to Fahad, our youngest member here. Fahad, how would you describe the ease of doing business in Saudi Arabia in the current scenario?
Well, it is significantly improved in recent years to various reforms aimed to fostering, more business-friendly environment in Saudi Arabia. Government have streamlined all the processes for setting up new companies, reducing cost and time for forming companies and joint ventures. Additionally, part of 2030 vision is to enhance infrastructure, digital services, to make easy for local and foreign companies to set up their operations in Saudi Arabia. So today there is a lot of KPIs from government to form companies in a very short period, granting the licensing in a very systematic manner. So everything is clear and streamlined. So things really compared to previous years have dramatically changed and improved. So this is the current situation.
Since it was a very short answer, let me add one more question. How do local businesses view foreign investment? Do they view them as competition, collaboration, or both?
Frankly speaking, business always, local business consider foreign investment, let's say, view it as both competition and collaboration, opportunity for collaboration. While some companies, local companies, consider foreign companies might dominate some certain sectors in the market, but still local businesses consider, foreign companies and foreign investment as a chance and access to new technologies, expertise, and capital. So still a lot of business and local businesses consider it as opportunity to form joint ventures and build, new shapes and synergy, extend more synergy with foreign companies. So I believe both are considered, but more is that it's a chance of collaboration. It's a chance of collaboration and access to new technologies and expertise as well.
Great. So it's both competition and collaboration. I hope more of collaboration, right? So we are going to be short of time. So one quick question to all our panelists. We would not like to encroach on the 11:30, the second phase of the session here. Nilesh bhai, most people here are originally from Gujarat, having moved to different parts of the world. One piece of advice, if somebody has a flourishing business in other parts of the world, what would be your advice if they wanted to start in the GCC?
I think, first of all, if you are, my big challenge always is when I go into countries, some countries in Africa, is currency risk. We're pegged to the dollar, so there's no currency risk. Until last year in UAE, there was no corporate tax. Right now, we still have 9%, and there's no personal tax. Number three, the ease of doing business in the region is amazing. The connectivity from here, you can go to, in 7 hours you're in London, in 7 hours you're in Singapore. And for people don't believe that Moscow and Dubai are in the same time zone. It's a 4 hours, 30 minutes from Moscow to Dubai. The Russians treat Dubai as Miami. They come down when it was minus 25, and they come here for when the weather is plus 20 or 25 and go to the beach. So the population, the growth that we will see in this region, there is no option but to be in this region. You will need someone from your family, at least one family member, to be outside or wherever you are. And that, Dubai gives you that. I mean, our friends in London have done a good job for us. The non-dom is helping us to bring more people here. The people from Africa, a lot of them are setting up offices here. People from CIS are setting up offices in UAE, in Saudi, in all the region. One more thing I would like to add on Saudi Arabia, that people are a little surprised and shocked. We are getting 3 big events in Saudi. We're getting the 2030 Expo. We're getting the Asian Winter Olympics in Saudi, 29. Yeah. And we're getting the 2034 FIFA. Can you imagine these 3 big events? I mean, 25, 30 years ago, somebody said that's coming to our region. It's impossible. The day they're all coming here, do we have an option being outside this region? Okay. I mean, Europe is an amazing market. These markets are good. But look at our marketplace, 2 trillion and growing, safety, security, and you're pegged to the dollar. The other thing is the banking in our marketplace. It's amazing. The banks are strong. They're making a lot of money in the region, and they're investing. The support we're getting from the governments in the region, in Oman, in UAE, in Qatar, in Saudi, all of them growing, right? I don't know what are we scared about. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed says this in Dubai. The biggest risk you take when you don't take a risk, right? We were talking about the strategy meeting which His Highness has. And one of the guys came up on the stage and he said something interesting. And he said, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed's quote, right? If it's good for business, it's good for Dubai. Imagine that mindset of the government, which is business friendly. The other thing that you must see a video online on Sheikh Mohammed that says that the government of Dubai has to think like 5-star hotels, which is working 365 days, 24 hours. And we, the government, need to go to our customers, not the customer coming to us. It's completely different mindset. And when you have this kind of support from the region, what risk are we talking about? I don't see any risk. Give me the risk. I will take all the risks that you want in the region. Right? That's the thing. Yes, the olden times you say Middle East or Gulf is a risk, then I would say give me a premium for it. It's very simple, right? I heard this again somewhere, right? They keep talking about risk and reward. Risk and reward, but one big thing that people don't talk about is regret. You'll have big regret not being here, right? So do yourself a favor, do your kids a favor, put someone from the family here in the region. Thank you.
You know, risk, reward. If you don't do it, then you have the third R, the regret, which I don't think anybody wants that. Dr. Tariq, you've been to India several times. A short take on what do you suggest Indian companies, small and medium scale, because I see a lot of encouragement in Saudi Arabia for small and medium scale industries. So if you look at the India, for example, and your experience of meeting with different people, what are the industries that you think we're still India is lacking to come to Saudi?
I think, first of all, any investor who wants to go to invest anywhere, first two things they really want to make sure they don't have to deal with are corruption and vagueness in the laws, the protection of the rights of the investor. You can open your sectors all over the place, but if you feel that as an investor you have to pay your way around, you're not going to come. If you feel that the laws are not vague, if you have an issue and you cannot go to a court, or if you go to a court, you're not guaranteed your rights, you're not going to explore anything. I think this is the biggest achievement in Saudi. Sometimes people laugh when they talk about the big stories of the Ritz. But fighting corruption was so strong, okay, especially among government employees, okay, and it remains until today. I receive messages, not talking about arresting people for millions of dollars, talk about people for 1,000 riyals. That's the message that you have to send. The second, the transformation of the laws, okay, where your rights are guaranteed, the law is clear 100%, and you do not have people anymore who are not within the legal profession actually working their way into the courts. It's no longer allowed. Now, if you get the comfort that you don't have to pay your way, and you get the comfort that the laws are clear, I really can't tell you which sector is the best for you, but I can tell you one thing. Come down. Come down as a visitor. You have to see the place for yourself to get the vibes. Every sector that you think of in Saudi is open. I think the main restrictions come only in the trading sector for obvious reasons, but you have to look at Lulu supermarkets, how they're doing. They're doing fantastic. So retail to a certain size, it is open. But you have to come in, you have to explore. It is a very large country. It's a continent. It is not a small place, okay? From east to west, you're talking about a drive of about 1,500 kilometers. From south to north, more than 2,000, okay? It's not a big population, but not a small population. 35 million is 35 million, okay? The job market is growing faster than we can make babies, okay? Right? So that's why our employment rate today is on the low side, but there is a plan that actually the expat population in Saudi will double, okay? By design, not as a consequence. And the reason is that you have a lot of companies coming in. You're not going to find people to employ, okay? No matter how much you educate, okay? You have that many newcomers, okay? Like I mentioned before, tourism, sports, mining, manufacturing, agriculture, logistics, okay, is a huge, huge opening. They're working now on a train service, cargo train plus passenger train coming from Jeddah all the way to Riyadh and connecting to the MAM, and then connecting all the way to Dubai and to Muscat. Imagine this land bridge, what kind of an impact it will have on logistics, okay? Imagine the manufacturing. Today, if you go to Jeddah, for example, you want to set up a factory, lands are full. You go to Eastern Province, 3 industrial estates are full, okay? The earlier you come, the better. But really, it depends on which area you are in. What is your area of specialty? What is common for all of you? Take a flight and come, okay? Visa, I understand. It could be difficult if you're coming from certain countries versus another. If you're coming from Europe, you land in the airport and you go in, okay? If you're coming from Angola, okay, I think we're gonna have to check, right? It's not banned, but the process is longer. Okay. For me, I heard a lot about India, but I didn't know anything about India until I landed in India. And I saw for myself, okay, how things are there, how the country is, how is the culture, and the whole thing. You get yourself comfortable with it. The rest, you don't worry about it. You know, you have good examples for people who came in here 20, 30 years and they have done very well, and now they're growing faster. Okay. And if you have any questions later on, the biggest advice, make yourself Saudi friends, because they can answer your questions fast. Don't ask somebody else, okay, who may not know. I'm not saying they're bad people, but they may not know. Okay. Keep business cards when you meet people. Shoot them a WhatsApp, shoot them an email. I want to know about this, about that, and so on and so forth. And I am sure, at least I'll be happy to answer. You'll be happy to answer. Okay?
Thanks, Doc. Fahad, last question for you. As a young professional, but also an entrepreneur with your family business, what would be the one piece of advice you would give the audience for someone who would like to come and explore business opportunities in Saudi Arabia? What would be your advice?
Tariq mentioned, better to visit Saudi Arabia once and explore the opportunities. As my colleagues here on the stage mentioned, that there is various opportunities in Saudi Arabia: tourism, entertainment, infrastructure, mining, digitalization, fintech. So once they visit Saudi Arabia and they notice the growth and experience the structure there and explore the opportunities closely, definitely they will change their perception. I'm sure that the government is supporting foreign investment and making things easier than before, giving a lot of incentives such as 100% ownership in various sectors, improved system of licensing, tax exemption in some areas, promoting companies, regional companies, to move their headquarters to Saudi Arabia and Riyadh. So a lot of incentives being launched by government. So once they come and visit there, then they will explore it really physically and notice the change.
Thank you so very much. I think we'll bring to the end of this panel discussion. Thank you so much, Rajesh Bhai, Dr. Tariq, Fahad, to spend your time. And let's hope, Satish Bhai, one of your next conferences would be in the city of Riyadh or Jeddah. Thank you so much, everybody.
Could we have Rashmi Bhai Chatwani? Could we have Praveen Bhai, Samir Bhai? Could we have you on stage, please? Subhash Bhai, come. Harish Bhai Pawani, of course. Harish Bhai, please come. Harish Bhai.
And yes, please have a group photo for all the panelists and all the respective speakers with Mr. Ashok Kotecha and all distinguished directors. Mr. Harish Bhai Pawani, Satish Bhai Bitlane, Vijay Bhai Karya, Praveen Bhai Kotak, Jitu Bhai Thakkar, Rashmi Chatwani and all. Let's have a group picture with all of them. Everyone, put your hands together for the wonderful and esteemed speaker and distinguished guests and all the directors on the dais. Thank you. It's a proud moment for all of us. I can't miss the chance, so thank you, everyone. And now, here is the time for the Bharat Mart Gateway to Global Market for Indian MSME development. And so that I would like to invite a very inspirational personality, Mr. Amitesh Mishra, Director and Business Development, DP World GCC. Mr. Amitesh has 18 plus years experience within DP World across roles in business development and business intelligence. He is alumni of prestigious Shri Ram College of Commerce, SRCC, Delhi, and is a qualified chartered accountant from the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. And his current role encompass growing part, zone, and logistic business by identifying global opportunities and attracting trade and investment to DP World GCC. Mr. Amitesh Mishra, everybody put your hands together and let's invite him for the wonderful interaction and his speech with him. Mr. Amitesh Mishra.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me for this interesting session of Bharat Mart. So the concept of Bharat Mart evolves from the requirement of industry. India is growing manufacturing hub. We want to achieve manufacturing of 5 trillion by 2030. But that requires finding new market, especially in this geopolitical situation where we are moving into world of protectionist order. It is important for Indian exporters to find new market. And Bharat Mart is one effort where we want to connect Indian exporters and manufacturers to the larger world market. Let me give you small statistics. Whole of this region of GCC, Africa, and CIS imports 950 billion US dollar. And can you guess what is Indian exports share in this market? It is just 75 billion US dollar, just 6%. So this number demonstrates that there is vast potential, there's good opportunity to tap into this market for Indian exporters. And why it is not increasing? What is holding us back? It is lack of visibility. Look, if I have to sell even this mic, it requires visibility. It requires connect. It requires good packaging and advertising. And this is exactly what inspired DP World to come up with concept of Bharat Mart. Let me start with a small introduction of DP World and Dubai. Dubai, of course, doesn't need any introduction. You all are here. You have been here for multiple times. But its geographical positioning is very important for you to understand. If you see, it is in mid of east and west, north and south. So 1/3 of GDP of world can be accessed in 4 hours time. 2/3 or 65% GDP of world can be accessed in 8 hours time. And that's the reason why we have emerged as nerve center of world commerce. We connect to 300 cities, and from port, we connect to 180 ports. For us, these are ports. For Indian exporters, manufacturers like you, these are new markets which you can connect in seamless and cost-effective manner. Of course, Dubai has been growing at a frantic pace. In 2024, we have clocked 14% growth in trade. 3 billion dirham is what we have achieved last year. Let's pause for a minute and see what is government's vision for next 10 years. By 2033, where we want to be. Can I get sound?
الليل والنهار ما يتوقفان، فليش نحن نوقف؟ ما زال السباق في بداياته.
So we want to double the size of economy from 14 trillion dirham to 26 trillion dirham in next 10 years. And very closely aligned with vision of Dubai is vision of DP World, which is promoter of Bharat Mart. We started as a port operator, And now, I'm very proud to say that we are complete trade enabler. When you from Gujarat or India come here, you are not only looking for licenses, land, or plots, or offices. We are looking for complete solution. One who can move your cargo, one who can give you trade finance, one who can connect you with the buyers. And that is the vision of Dubai DP World. Today, we control 9% of global volume. The map that you see here, that represents our global presence. Across world, all the emerging market, DP World has its logistics, ports, or an entity which can help you to move your cargo and connect with the world. We have grown from just 6 ports to 80 ports today. In Africa, in India, in South America, in Australia, everywhere we have presence. We are here to support you. So how do we do our business? And this is important before you understand the concept of Bharat Mart, you understand the ecosystem surrounding Bharat Mart. We have the capability in India, we have capability that you have seen in the earlier slide across world. So we are in very unique position to move your cargo from factory in India to the end market. And for this, at every step of supply chain, we have positioned our assets, be it rail companies, be it warehouses, inland container depot, vessels, ports, all are at your service to help you to move your cargo and connect with the markets across world. Our ecosystem in Dubai, the presentation, the slide shows the critical position of Bharat Mart. Is lying right next to port and biggest airport in world. So you can reach world's 10th largest port, which is Jebel Ali port, in 15 minutes. World's largest going to be airport, which is Al Maktoum airport, in 10 minutes. There is also a rail line which is coming up, which is going to connect you with entire GCC. By the way, this is part of IMEC corridor. So India, Middle East, Europe corridor, which is going to be connecting you through Bharat Mart. We run world's 10th largest port, Jebel Ali port, which is a polyfunctional port. So we have the unique capability of handling any type of cargo. You can be chemical trader, you can be chemical manufacturer, bulk, break bulk, liquid, container. Everything is possible in this port called Jebel Ali. And adjacent to port, we have Jafja, Jebel Ali Free Zone. By the way, pre-COVID, Jebel Ali Free Zone was doing only 99 billion US dollar of business. Today, it has grown frenetically at CAGR of 11% to 169 billion US dollar of business. Mind you, there will be only 50, 55 GDPs in world, which will have bigger number than this. So it's a ecosystem, it's a arguably largest trade and manufacturing ecosystem in Middle East. We contribute to 1/3 of GDP of Dubai. We also run multiple ports and free zones specialized to cater to your special needs. Recently, we have also taken over world's largest fruit and vegetable market, popularly known as Al-Awir. So this also provides you a unique opportunity to sell through Dubai to entire world. About port, we connect to 180 ports across world. For us, these are ports. For you, this could be new markets, which you can sell from Jebel Ali. Adjacent to port, we have Jebel Ali Free Zone, which is the largest free zone in Middle East. And we are here to serve you with plots, offices, warehouses, and you name it, and we have for you here in Free Zone. It comes with the tax incentive, although the taxation corporate tax has come in GCC in UAE, 9%. But if you satisfy certain conditions, you are exempt from corporate tax in Jafja, as it is a designated zone. We are also developing world's largest airport next to Bharat Mart. at investment of 35 billion US dollar. So it will be very easy to move your cargo from Bharat Mart through air or port, seaport. Now you can ask me that Dubai is a city of 3.6 million. So why are you developing such a huge infrastructure around? That is because we are third largest re-export hub. Most of the infrastructure that we have developed, whether be it port, be it airport, rail, or road network, is basically designed for re-export. So through Bharat Mart, you can cater to whole world market using our infrastructure, which is seamless and ease of doing business is hallmark. We have also developed other capabilities which can help you to navigate this world and trade better. These are freight management, contract logistics, warehouse supply solutions, or market access. I'll briefly touch upon this before I come to Bharat Mart. So a lot of you want to do a value add in Dubai, but you don't want to have your infrastructure here because it requires money. It requires investment in capex. So DP World has come into contract logistics where we can do the value add in Dubai in our warehouses and export to world. A lot of you own Apple. Now you'll be happy to know that DP World is handling this Apple iPhones in our warehouse. We do the contract logistics, value addition like picking, labeling, packing, and even the reverse logistics. If it is coming for repair, it gets repaired in our warehouse and sent back to you. In the same manner, for your products, we can act as contract logistics partner and we can do the value addition on your behalf. No need for you to set up your own distribution and incur capex and opex for this. We have also launched market access. A lot of Indian exporters don't know how to navigate because some areas are quite difficult to access. So what we have done is we handhold you in Dubai. We help you to export. We act as your master distributor. We do the route to market strategy, advertising, registration. So everything is possible through this trade enablement effort. I will divide markets access service into three parts, which is first mile, mid mile, and last mile. First mile is where we procure and sell it to the customers across world. Mid mile is, you saw example of Apple, where we do the value addition. And last mile is where through our 600,000 touch points, which we have established in continents like Africa, we'll be able to help you and do the last mile. We have also launched trade finance because we understand that finance is nerve center of all trade. It has been hugely successful. We have done almost 500 billion US dollar of business, million business US dollar of business in last 2 years since it was established. And we have now capacity of doing 1 billion of trade finance. We have also taken over Alavin market. So those who are in perishable items can connect with me and we will help you to find new markets for perishable items. So what are opportunities for Indian traders at Jebel Ali? Already at Jebel Ali, Indians are the biggest investors. We have roughly 1,500 companies which are from India, and they have grown in a robust manner in last 5 years. You can see CAGR of 10% at which they have grown, and all together they are doing 7 billion US dollar of business. So a very interesting event happened 3 years ago, and that was signing of SEPA. This is not a protocol agreement, but this was a game changer between India and UAE. When SEPA was signed, our trade was just 54 billion US dollar, and today we are standing at 84 billion US dollar. So massive growth, and if you are not part of SEPA, if you're not availing this opportunity, you may be missing something. Along with SEPA, UAE has signed multiple free trade agreements. So there are 19 countries with which we have signed SEPA. If you do a 40% value add here, you get a duty-free access to all this market. And that is where Bharat Mart will provide you avenue to access new markets through this, availing this SEPA. It opens up a massive market, largest trade bloc after US and China. We have a strong presence in India. We started in 1997. The first port that was privatized was DP World Nhava Sheva port. And today we have 6 terminals, 7 ICDs. We are largest rail operator after Concor. So we can move your cargo in India from one end to another. We have pan-India license. So what I'm trying to do here, you bring your cargo to Bharat Mart and distribute it to all over world. Now I was since the declaration of Bharat Mart, I've been traveling extensively to India. And I was in Tuticorin, which is a textile town. And people were complaining that it takes very long time. Suppose we have to reach East Africa, it takes at 45, 60 days. So you can stage your cargo in Jebel Ali in our distribution center, and you can reach East Africa in sharp 9 days. So concept of Bharat Mart is to provide a platform to Indian exporters to reach world market. The groundbreaking was done last year in February, and now recently we have started the construction. So by 26, it should be ready. Now, if you notice, it has got very strategic position. It is in just opposite Dubai Exhibition Center. So many of you will know that all these events that take place in DWTC, partly they will get shifted to Dubai Exhibition Center. So there will not be any shortage of footfall. Dubai is also a very big cash and carry market. 2.47 million customers visit every year to buy. And for buying, they need a visibility. And that is what exactly Bharat Mart strives to provide. It's located next to opposite Expo Center and 15 minutes from airport, 10 minutes from Jebel Ali port, which is having good connection with 150 ports across world. Let us see a small video which will provide you more clarity on what Bharat Mart is.
Introducing Bharat Bazaar, a trade gateway for international buyers and sellers that will include avenues for retail and wholesale, physical and virtual trade, onshore and offshore trade, using our supply chain infrastructure in Dubai, the center of global trade. We will combine our flagship economic zone Jabza with our Jebel Ali port and other logistics facilities. Plus, the advantage of being close to the airport to create a sustainable trade platform connecting India to Europe, Middle East, Africa, and beyond. Traders will have access to cost-effective warehouse and retail space options. A thriving marketplace of potential customers in Jabza. Dual licensing, flexible customs regime with duty and fees to be paid only on local sales. A tax-free, duty-free, and risk-free commercial environment. Less shuttling of cargo and shorter transit times. Invest in a business plan with market access to 3.5 billion consumers, so you can sell more, spend less, expand your footprint, and shrink your travel bill. Open your door to more possibilities with a hybrid marketplace open to the world. Bharat Bazaar, your storefront to the world.
So now let's talk of number. What is the opportunity in terms of number? As I mentioned that this region is importing 950 billion US dollar of business. And Indian government wants to increase its export. They want to be a 5 trillion economy by 2030. They want to increase the exports to $2 trillion. If you leave out oil, if you leave out non-commodity, it boils to 675 billion. Today, India is at 375 billion. That means we need to grow. India needs to grow at 8% CAGR in next 5 years. How that will be possible? So there are two smart moves which have been done. One is, of course, soft intervention, which was in terms of signing of SEPA, and that was very successful. You saw in the numbers in previous slide. And second is the real estate solution, which is Bharat Mart, where you will give you an identity. Today, India does not have any marketplace. You have, all of you know about Dragon Mart. How many of you know Dragon Mart? Right. So there are more than 150,000 people footfall which registers there. And that is because people from all over the world come to Dubai. Now they may not go to Rajkot or other areas. So how to tap this cash and carry market is to bring the product here, provide them a visibility. As they say in Hindi, jo dikta hai wo bikta hai. So that is what exactly we are trying to do. If we can provide you a place where you can display your products in a very affordable manner, and where also from where you can distribute to whole over world. Now this is important slide. If you pay attention, I will say this is the opportunity slide. You can see most of the sectors, India's share is less than 10%. Even those sectors where we say that we have a good expertise, we have a good workforce and manufacturing facilities, still we are below 10%. So these all sectors we have carefully analyzed, and we have analyzed the benefits under SEPA, and we are going to focus on 12 main sectors where there is either low visibility or which can be pushed if we provide right kind of visibility and a stock availability. So in Bharat Mart, you will have a dedicated clusters for all these identified 12 sectors, and customers will be able to come, buy, and sell in Bharat Mart. This format is going to be B2B, B2C, local as well international. Because you are coming from India, you want to sell local as well as international. So we are going to give dual license, while your company will be free zone company, but we'll give you also a truckies permit, which will enable you to sell to the retail customers. It will be integrated facility, so we'll provide you logistics, manufacturing will also be, warehouses will be there, large atrium will be there for exhibition halls, and also for your showrooms, which will be starting with 18 square meter and above. This is a broad sketch of Bharat Mart. The front side will be retail, and retail customers will be allowed to enter, see, and buy. We'll provide a special mechanism in which your cargo will be lying in warehouses, which will be in bonded zone, and only when you make the sale, you'll be charged duty and VAT. That means you save on duty, you save on VAT till the cargo is sold. At the same time, from a single establishment, you will be able to sell locally as well as send it to international market. So there'll be less inventory damage, as from single inventory, you are going to sell to both the markets. So these are the key value propositions where we'll allow you to access international buyers. It will become an address for all Indian manufactured products. It's a hub over 2 kilometers stretch. We'll have all Indian manufactured products displayed, and anybody who wants any product, he'll be able to sell. It'll become an address. We are also, it'll help India to get more market to the accessing the international market. It'll have logistics facilities and also integrated facilities for trade finance and others. Along with Bharat Mart, we have launched India's first incubation center in Jebel Ali Free Zone, where we try to incubate those budding exporters who want to explore Dubai but are afraid of cost. So we are handholding them by providing little concessional tariff for them for first 3 years. So in the end, I would like to recapitulate what I have said. Bharat Mart is located along Jebel Ali Port, which is a polyfunctional port. It has the existing well-developed ecosystem of Jebel Ali Free Zone, which did a 169 billion US dollar of business. It's a massive opportunity for Indian exporters for sourcing and selling, as it has got huge economy. We also, as DP World, provide and act as a one-stop shop. So we help you for business setup. We are licensing authority, we are leasing authority, we are also kind of municipality for the area. We have light industrial units or warehouses, almost 1,200 of them, which you can use for distribution or light manufacturing. We provide access to 180 ports. Bharat Mart will have access to the existing well-developed ecosystem. We have digitally enabled Dubai Trade, through which single app you can move your cargoes, clear your cargo sitting in India. And there are 950 plus services which is available in this. And we also offer you build to suit solutions. So if you don't want to build in Jebel Ali, DP World will build for you and we will lease back to you. Recently we have done for Tata JLR, where we have built the facility and lease back to them. So you can connect with me. Please scan this barcode, provide your expression of interest for Bharat Mart, or you can connect with me in case you want any support in moving your trade. Thank you very much. I'll be there for next 3 hours at the reception area. Anybody wants more clarification, I am available.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Requesting Satish Bhai Vitlani and Mr. Shailesh Bhai Jasani to please come on the stage and let's felicitate him. Mr. Amitesh Mishra.
We are really very thankful, to CG to have, really, requesting, to give your time. It was a very, very impressive presentation. And I'm very sure that, all of us here, can, connect with you, since, you are offering that you are going to be here for 3 hours. I'm sure that, people would take advantage of your presence. Really, we appreciate your presence. With big round of applause, for him.
Mr. Hasmukh Bhai Radia, requesting you to please join us on the stage. Mr. Hasmukh Bhai Radia. Mr. Amitesh Mishra, Director, Business Development, DP World. Big round of applause for Mr. Mishra. Thank you so much for the wonderful insightness for development. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you, directors. Thank you, Mr. Jasani. Friends, success doesn't come from age. It comes from ambition, vision, and action. And today, we have with us a young individual who truly embodies the spirit in an industry as dynamic and competitive as real estate. It takes courage to dream big and clarity to chase those dreams. दोस्तों अब आपके सामने आ रहे हैं एक ऐसे यंग एंड एनर्जेटिक स्पीकर जिन्होंने लोहानास के दिलों में रियल एस्टेट के सेक्टर में अपनी पर्सनालिटी से एक खास जगह बनाई है. So without any further delay, please join me in welcoming Mr. Chintan Vasani as they take us through that inside experience and journey. Yes, there you are, guys. He is the hero of Lohanas. Where are the whistles? सीटियां बजनी चाहिए, everybody. Chintan Vasani is a founder partner of Vice-based developer, JF Transfer, NEREDCO, Next Gen National, and Forbes India Most Influential Leader 2023. Mr. Vasani, everyone. जोरदार तालियों और सीटियों के साथ स्वागत करें.
Guys, I think Divya has been one of the best hosts. Let's give a round of applause to her. Divya also happens again to be from the Lohana community, super proud of it. But when I was talking to a few people, उन लोग ने बोला यार थोड़ा जोश कम लग रहा है क्योंकि जो तालियों का आवाज है वो बहुत कम आ रहा है. मैंने बोला लास्ट डे है, अभी हम लोग देखते हैं. So we're gonna do a sound check before we start the real estate session. So on first, I want to say this 3 amazing things which I always like to say at all the Lohana platforms. Let me start with Jai Jalaram. ऐसे नहीं यार, थोड़ा जोर से आप लोगों को साथ में बोलना पड़ेगा. जय जलाराम, जय रघुवंश, जय श्री लोहाना महापरिषद. Thank you. So again, a very, very, very interesting LIBF. Let's give a round of applause to all the directors, our chairman of LIBF, who are thinking and coming with this particular idea. A very interesting gathering of so many industries. But one very interesting industry, जिसका session अभी हम लोग लेने वाले, real estate. I'll give you one very interesting thing, Rizwan sir. When I was getting on an airplane, before getting on the airplane, Mumbai airport pe, we had multiple hoardings. But 2 hoardings stood out. One was Soba Realty and one was Danube. Both are from my country, India. बहुत proud feel हुआ. Both are supposed to be here. We are very happy for it. And जब हम लोग दुबई लैंड हुए, वहां भी वही था. मैंने multiple hoardings देखी, but there are these 2 hoardings stood out. Let's give a round of applause. Every Indian is super proud of you कि आपने जो Indians को जो जो proud Narendra Modi sir has given brand India a different image. People like you who represent our country in Dubai, in the US, we have people from 30 plus countries. This is a very proud moment. As an Indian, I want to thank you all क्योंकि आपने India का brand को really you are taking it to the next level. I have a very interesting introduction for Rizwan sir, which थोड़ा सा मैं यहाँ से बोलूँगा, but then also I want to play presentation ready था, but मुझे ऐसा लगा कि वीडियो के थ्रू अगर बोला जाए तो और इंटरेस्टिंग होगा. So I'll request my AV team to please play the video of Mr. Rizwan Sajan.
This is Dubai's 1% man. From doing things at just 1%, he went from the slums of Mumbai to becoming a billionaire. This is his incredible story.
Hi, Naz Daily. My name is Rizwan Sajan. I am the founder of Danube Group, and this is my story.
Rizwan was born and raised in the slums of Mumbai. His family did not own a home. They lived in a poor shack without even a private toilet.
It was very, very difficult. We had to share a common toilet, which was not easily available because one toilet was shared by, I think, 30, 40 people.
One day, his dad won the government home lottery and got a chance to buy a home at a discount. They went from living here to here in a private home with a private toilet and a roof. And this changed his life.
At that moment, I understood the value of home.
So he made it his life mission to build a home for everyone. He immigrated to the Emirates, and here most of this did not exist in 1991. Dubai was just starting. People needed a home, and homes were expensive.
So I came up with an idea. It's very simple. You pay a very small down payment, and the remaining amount you pay only 1% per month.
That's it. And that simple 1% idea made him into a billionaire.
The 1% when I started, nobody thought it's going to work. But I said, no, this is going to work. I had a plan in my mind what I'm going to do.
They said this will never work, but the business actually worked. Thousands of working class people started to buy his homes. They just needed to pay 1% every month. He started building home after home. He built this building, and this building, and this building, and this building.
I feel very happy because most of the people to whom I have given home could not actually buy this home if we had not come out with this 1% plan.
The guy who used to live in the slums of Mumbai built 15,000 homes and became one of the most successful business people in the country. Maybe it's luck, maybe it's hard work, maybe it's both.
When people say no to me, I don't listen to them. I only listen to my intuition, my heart. And if my heart says go for it, I go for it.
The most important thing is don't listen to the people who say no. it is possible to go from the slums of Mumbai to being a billionaire.
Thank you, Nasser. You're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you, and thank you.
So I also want to take thank you, Nasir, for helping me introduce my strong guest today, Rizwan Sajan. Let's give a round of applause to him. Sir, please join us. Sir, before we start, एक छोटा रिक्वेस्ट है. सबसे पहले तो वी आर डूइंग अ फायरसाइड चैट, तो थोड़ा माहौल भी फायरसाइड जैसा करते हैं. आई रिक्वायर माय टेक टीम टू हैव अ फायर राइट हियर. ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है क्या? अरे आ गया सर. थैंक यू सर. अ लॉट ऑफ delegates who are attending, they are from Gujarat. તો ઉન્હોને મને એ લોકોએ કીધું કે રિઝવાનભાઈ ગુજરાતીમાં બહુ સારું બોલે છે. સો બિફોર વી સ્ટાર્ટ આર ફાયર સાઇડ, कुछ मैसेज गुजराती में फॉर माय द पीपल हु वांट टू हियर यू इन गुजराती.
I'm glad you asked me this question, Sachin, because yes, Gujarat is close to my heart. My forefathers are from Gujarat. Gujarati થી એ લોકો રાજુલા મહુવા, if you know રાજુલા મહુવા, સૌરાષ્ટ્રમાં હતા. ત્યાંથી પપ્પા મુંબઈ શિફ્ટ થઈ ગયા. મુંબઈમાં મારો જન્મ થયો. And what you have seen in the video, I was born in the slums, and then we moved into a small apartment, and then I moved to Kuwait, and then I moved to Dubai. It's a small journey. It's a big journey, I would say, but it will take some time. But that's how it is. Born in a Gujarati family, and you always say, you know, Gujarati का दिमाग और पनिया का दिमाग जो होता है, वो अलग ही होता है. और साथ में अगर मियाँ भाई की डेयरिंग होए तो अलग ही हो जाती भाई.
क्या बात है.
So I'm happy that I am born in a Gujarati family, and you know, we are all business-minded people, and we always thinking. So Gujarat, whenever there's an opportunity कि जहाँ पे गुजराती में जाके बात करना है, I never say no. It's a Sony community. I was there. Now I'm here with the Lohana community. So I'm very glad that I've been invited over here, and thank you for this honor. Thanks a lot, bye.
50 odd delegates, almost 100, 125 people are from the real estate industry. Almost 70 people are developers. आपने you have gone through like interesting life. क्या आपने सीखा कि जो आप हम लोग को suggest कर सको aspiring developers को through your mistakes or through your learnings from the very early beginnings?
I think सबसे पहले मैं डेवलपर्स को यही बोलूंगा, अगर आप इंडिया में काम करते हो तो दुबई में भी अपना डेवलपमेंट चालू करो. बहुत इजी है काम करना यहाँ पे, बिकॉज मेरे दोस्त लोग हैं वहाँ पे इंडिया में जो काम करते हैं. ऑफकोर्स वहाँ पे भी बहुत बड़ा काम हो रहा है और बहुत पैसे लोग बना रहे हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पे जो है ना, आपको अगर कोई भी काम करना है तो बहुत ईजी है. ओके, मैं बोलने से मैं कंपटीशन में क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन बिकॉज आप लोग मेरे भाई लोग हो तो मैं तो चाहूंगा कि आप लोग आओ. अच्छी मार्केट है, यहाँ पे स्टार्ट करो अपना काम, और यकीन मानो यू विल बी वेरी हैप्पी, बिकॉज अप्रूवल प्रोसेस एंड दी एवरीथिंग, यहाँ पे जिसको सिस्टम है, यहाँ पे एक्सक्रो सिस्टम, लैंड डिपार्टमेंट का सिस्टम, आपको कहीं पे कोई दिक्कत नहीं आएंगी. एवरीबडी वेलकम्स यू विद ओपन हार्ट, एंड यू आर एबल टू टर्न अराउंड योर बिजनेस वेरी फास्ट. लाइक समबडी आस्क्ड मी कितना टाइम लगता है आपको यहाँ बिजनेस करने के लिए, एक प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च करने के लिए. यू विल बी हैप्पी टू नो, यहाँ पे अगर मैं प्लॉट अगर मैंने परचेस कर लिया और प्लॉट का टाइटल डीड आ गया मेरे पास, मुझे 3 से 4 महीने के अंदर मैं वो लॉन्च कर सकता हूँ भाई. 3 to 4 months maximum I can launch a project. And that's a big great thing for any businessman कि बाबा प्लॉट तुमने पैसे डाल दिया और 3 से 4 महीने के अंदर तुमने प्लॉट लॉन्च भी कर दिया. और मजे की बात है 3 महीने में प्रोजेक्ट बिक भी जाता है, किसी का तो एक दिन में प्रोजेक्ट बिक जाता है. तो very good opportunity to all the developers who are here. Please think about coming to Dubai, because this market is going to stay and you're going to make a long way in this market.
Super. Sir, I have been following you since you had like, I think मैंने आपको जब join आपके Instagram को follow किया था, there were, if I'm not wrong, 28,000 followers थे. You're gonna touch 1 million very soon. The most followed person in GCC. Please sir, LIBF के भी बारे में आपको tweet करना है. Sir, there are a lot of people today in the room from various industries. अभी भी बहुत लोग ऐसा सोचते हैं कि सोशल मीडिया का यूज करना, they are थोड़ा reluctant होते हैं. You have been a champ. what will be your suggestion to any future business leader जिसको business करना है, कोई भी इंडस्ट्री में हो, सोशल मीडिया के थ्रू आपको क्या बेनिफिट्स हुए और आप लोगों को क्या बताना चाहोगे?
Social media is a thing which cannot be ignored. You have to be there. Whether आप बाल काट रहे, शुरू में आपके पास फॉलोअर्स भी कम होंगे, आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि यार कोई फॉलो नहीं कर रहा है, मुझे कोई लाइक नहीं कर रहा है, कोई कमेंट नहीं डाल रहा है, मैं क्यों टाइम वेस्ट कर रहा हूँ. ये होगा आपको 6 महीना 1 साल के लिए. उसके बाद जिस दिन आपने सही कंटेंट पकड़ लिया कि ये कंटेंट डालना चाहिए, उसके बाद I'll be very happy, you will be very happy कि आपने सोशल मीडिया चालू किया और उसकी वजह से कितना फायदा हुआ. मेरे फैमिली के अंदर मैंने सबको सोशल मीडिया पे डाला है. माय ब्रदर अनीस है, वो डिफरेंट टाइप के कंटेंट डालते हैं. आदिल माय सन, ही आल्सो पुट्स डिफरेंट कंटेंट. अजहर साहिल है मेरे. आदिल के दोस्त फारूक इज हियर, ही इज आल्सो वेरी वेरी एक्टिव ऑन सोशल मीडिया. तो यू नो लाइक it's good to be on social media. I strongly promote social media because with this social media you can reach around the world and it's not expensive. आज मेरे पास कस्टमर लोग आते हैं, कोलंबिया से आता है, कोई नाइजीरिया से आता है और बोलते हैं रिजवान भाई मैंने आपका रील देखा इसलिए मैं आ गया. अरे नाइजीरिया में तो मैंने कोई होर्डिंग नहीं लगाई, ना कोई डिजिटल मार्केटिंग किया है, लेकिन वो सिर्फ रील देख के आया है. तो सोशल मीडिया आप मुझे पूछ रहे हो कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है, आज के जमाने में बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. अगर आपको नहीं आना है कैमरा के सामने तो आप AI अवतार बना लीजिए, वो आपका सोशल मीडिया बना के आपको डाल देगा, वो भी बहुत इजी है. और सोशल मीडिया से आप बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो मेरे भाई. सो प्लीज रिकमेंडेशन है मेरा, अगर आप सोशल मीडिया पे नहीं हो तो आज से, कल से नहीं, आज से स्टार्ट करो, अभी से स्टार्ट करो.
Super. Sir, we had a lot of talks around banking, स्टॉक मार्केट, फाइनेंसिंग, कहां पे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, और मैं आज के लिए वेट कर रहा था बिकॉज आई एम ऑलवेज टीम रियल एस्टेट. रियल एस्टेट में क्यों इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, और अगर करना है व्हाट आर योर इन्वेस्टमेंट टिप्स फॉर एनीवन हु इज इन्वेस्टिंग इनटू रियल एस्टेट?
रियल एस्टेट तो अपने बाप दादे के जमाने से हम लोग रियल एस्टेट में ही धंधा करते आ रहे हैं. मैं तो ये बोलता हूँ कि जो अपने ऐसा धंधे में इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए जो अपने को समझ में आना चाहिए. मुझे अगर बोलेंगे कि स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो, ये फलाना कंपनी काम कर रही है और इसके अंदर तुम उसके अंदर पैसे लगाओ और उसने पैसा बनाएगा तो तुम पैसे बनाओगे, मेरे समझ में नहीं आता. बिकॉज प्रॉब्ली आई एम फ्रॉम द ओल्ड स्कूल थॉट्स. रियल एस्टेट मुझे पता है कि ये जमीन यहाँ पे है, ये जमीन अच्छी है, यहाँ पे इसका वैल्यू बढ़ने वाला है, ये सिटी के अंदर इसका इतना सा ही जमीन है और जिस तरह से लोग आ रहे हैं, so I would put all my money. I'm not saying because I am a real estate developer, one should put your money in real estate. But I personally feel real estate people have earned a lot of money. Not that people have not earned money in stock, but people have burned a lot of money in the stocks also. So my strong recommendation is invest in real estate and diversify your investment. When I say diversify your investment, like today I am having a big hold in Dubai and UAE. But I have investments in London, I have investments in India, I have invested in China, I have invested in Bahrain, I have invested in Oman. I have not kept all my eggs in one basket. So you people also, you have a lot of investment in India. I would strongly recommend कि थोड़ा बहुत पैसा 10%, 15% इधर भी पैसा लगाओ, because diversification करना बहुत important है भाई.
True. Sir, we have been here since last 2 days. एंड हम लोग ने बहुत सारे अलग अलग लाउंजेस भी बनाए जहां पे लोगों को दुबई में अगर नया बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना हो, द चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट कम्युनिटी ऑफ आवर हु आर इन दुबई, लेट्स गिव अ राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज टू एवरी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट हु is in Dubai. Sir, they have been super instrumental and they are delegates, yet they are meeting all the various delegates जिसको यहाँ पे business start करना है. They are helping them. एज अ बिजनेस ओनर आपने थोड़ा टच किया इसके पहले कि यहाँ पे बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना बहुत इजी है, बट मुझे वापस उस पर आना है. हाउ इजी इट इज एक्चुअली टू स्टार्ट समथिंग इन दुबई?
तो मैंने रियल एस्टेट के बारे में बात किया, बट ट्रेडिंग के लिए भी बहुत इजी है भाई. यहाँ पे यू कैन स्टार्ट योर कंपनी एज फास्ट एज पॉसिबल एंड लाइक आई मेंशन टू यू, द गवर्नमेंट हेल्प्स यू इन व्हाटएवर things or whatever issues we have with open arms. Like you can go to one department and get your problem solved and start your company. Like a trading company can be formed not more than 3 to 4 days time. You can, within 3 to 4 days, you can have your trade license, bank account, telephone number, everything can be found. Even a small office can be taken, whether you want to take a big office or even a desk office you can take and start your business. So starting a business is very easy, and the best part, like, even the Bharat Mart, मिस्टर मिश्रा जी had said कि यहाँ पे इतने लोग आते इंडिया दुनिया भर से, तो यहाँ का सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज जो मुझे पूछता है यार, मैं यहाँ पे, मुझे किसी ने एक पॉडकास्ट में पूछा गया था कि मैं सर इंडिया इतना ग्रोइंग मार्केट है और मैं क्यों यहाँ पे दुबई में आके बिजनेस करूँ। मैं एब्सोल्युटली, इंडिया इतना ग्रोइंग मार्केट है, डेफिनेटली हमने इंडिया में ही ज्यादा काम करना चाहिए और करना चाहिए बिकॉज हमारे का वहाँ पर होल्ड अच्छा हुआ है। लेकिन दुबई में एडवांटेज क्या अपने को मिलता है कि यू आर एक्सपोज टू द वर्ल्ड। कपड़ा भी बेचोगे तो आप सिर्फ हिंदुस्तानी को नहीं बेच रहे हो, आप पूरा वर्ल्ड को बेच रहे हो। आप रेस्टोरेंट का बिजनेस चालू कर रहे हो और अच्छे रेस्टोरेंट जगह पे चालू कर रहे हो तो पूरे दुनिया भर के लोग आपके पास खाने को आ रहे हैं। तो दैट इज द बिगेस्ट एडवांटेज विच यू हैव इन दुनिया, दैट कितने 170 कंट्रीज और इवन मोर कंट्रीज आर पीपल आर कमिंग टू दुबई स्पेशली वेयर यू आर गेटिंग एक्सपोज टू द वर्ल्ड, एंड दैट इज अ बिग एडवांटेज बिकॉज अगर दुनिया में अगर आपको कहीं जाना है तो दुबई इज द प्लेस, इज योर हाईवे टू, आपको इमीडिएटली यहाँ पे स्टार्ट करना चाहिए भाई।
Superb. Sir, very recently, Prince Fazal, His Highness, he was in Mumbai, and just a day, एक दिन के बाद, there was a good news. I think baby girl Princess Hind, and उस पे वो Instagram पे सबसे पहले पोस्ट आपने किया था और उस पे 500 और 600 people in like seconds they commented.
मुझे नहीं, मैंने I didn't see that. मुझे आपने देखा, मैंने नहीं देखा कि इतना कमेंट आ गया, but I'm happy.
Yes. So again, congratulations from this platform to the royal family. Cultural ethnicity through my friends in your company, Adharika is here, Priyanka यहाँ पर है. I know a lot of people in Danube. What I have come to know, you have offices in Mumbai and multiple cities. What I've come to know is, sir, आपने हर एक ethnicity के लोग आपके साथ आपके office में, you know, they are working. And when you want to do business global, you need to have that kind of connect. How is it working with multiple different kind of people? I want to understand from you.
Again, you know, when you are in Dubai, you have not only people from India. If you come to my property office, there are 70 countries of people working in my office because we need to have, because अलग-अलग time से कोई आता है अफ्रीका से आ रहा है, कोई मॉरिशस से आ रहा है, कोई ईरान से आ रहा है, तो all this नेशनलिटी के लोग हमारे कंपनी के अंदर काम करते हैं। ऑफकोर्स देसी लोग ज्यादा काम करते हैं बिकॉज अपने को मजा भी आता है उसी के साथ काम करने का, इजी होता है उनको समझाना, बट डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ कंट्रीज के लोग यहाँ पे हमारे साथ काम करते हैं। और कल्चरल डाइवर्सिटी की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ ना, दुबई में एक सबसे बड़ा एडवांटेज क्या है कि एवरीबडी वर्क्स इन हार्मनी। व्हेन आई से एवरीबडी वर्क्स इन हार्मनी, यहाँ पे अपने पास मस्जिद हजारों में है, बट मंदिर भी उतने ही है, काफी सारे मंदिर है। अभी सबसे बड़ा मंदिर अशोक जी यहाँ पे है अपने फ्रॉम द बैप्स मंदिर, इतना बड़ा मंदिर मोदी जी आए थे अबू धाबी के अंदर, आई वाज आल्सो लकी टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ दैट, एंड उन्होंने इनॉग्रेट किया। आई एम श्योर आप लोग ने भी देखा होगा। गुरुद्वारा भी यहाँ पे है, चर्चेस भी यहाँ पे है। सो बेसिकली व्हाट हैपेंस इज फ्रॉम ऑल द रिलीजन, फ्रॉम ऑल द कल्चर, वी हैव पीपल हु कम ओवर हियर एंड वी ऑल लिव इन हार्मनी। या मजा आता है इंडिया पाकिस्तान का मैच देखने के लिए भाई, जब इंडिया और पाकिस्तान साथ में मिलके हम लोग मैच देखते हैं ना, उसका मजा और ही होता है भाई। और वो भी मैं बोलता हूँ लड़ाई कुछ नहीं होती है उसके अंदर, थोड़ा सा हुटिंग होती है, बट बहुत मजा आता है बिकॉज इतना हार्मनी। क्योंकि यहाँ के लॉज बहुत अच्छे, यहाँ स्ट्रिक्ट है भाई, तो यहाँ तुम लड़ाई कर भी नहीं सकते हो। अगर पाकिस्तान हारता है और इंडिया वाले यार इंडिया हार रहा है तो कुछ करना भी चाहो तो यहाँ चुपचाप बैठते, बिकॉज लॉ उन्होंने एकदम स्ट्रिक्ट रखा हुआ है। तो दैट इज तो बेस्ट थिंग ओवर हियर। यहाँ पे होली, ईद, क्रिसमस ऐसे मनाया जाता है कि जैसे इंडिया में भी नहीं मनता है मेरे भाई। कभी आप देखो यहाँ पे बर दुबई के अंदर जो होली बनती है या ईद बनती है या क्रिसमस बनती है, बहुत धमाल से बनती है। यहाँ का रमजान जो फेस्टिवल होता है, कभी रमजान में भी यहाँ पे आप स्पेंड कीजिए टाइम, इट्स अ डिफरेंट फीलिंग कंपेयर्ड टू व्हाट वी सी इन इंडिया। सो बेसिकली व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल यू इज, यहाँ का जो कल्चरल हार्मनी आपको मिलेगा ना, इतना भाई बंधु, इतना सब प्यार मोहब्बत से यहाँ पे रहते हैं, उसका मजा ही कुछ और है मेरे भाई।
Superb. Sir, Vision Dubai, like I study a lot of data. 2024 was phenomenal for real estate as an industry for Dubai, for India and everyone. 2025 has been, like what I understand, not, मतलब जितना 2024 में growth दिखा था, in Mumbai, in India, in multiple markets, थोड़ा सा वहाँ पे वो आया। दुबई में भी हल्का सा there was a difference, but नहीं आया, ठीक है, he's always brand Dubai. Yes, but my point was, sir, Dubai in 10 years, बोल रहे पॉपुलेशन 2 times होगा जो अभी का है, तो इट्स अ नो ब्रेनर, थिंग्स आर गोना चेंज. व्हाट इज योर विजन विद विजन दुबई, say by 2030, and how are you contributing as Danube for that?
First of all, 2024 to 2025, I was there with yesterday with the land department people. You must have seen on my Instagram. So I asked Marwan, how is the sale this, Excellency Marwan, that how is the sale this year? He says there is 30% growth. Like to like, 24 versus 25, 30% growth. This is the big thing, you know, for any country to happen. And I said, what do you think? आगे क्या होगा? बोले अच्छा ही होगा. Don't worry, everything is fine. People from still having that confidence and people from all over the world are still coming to Dubai. And I can see even 25 should be growth. I asked him, what about the correction? Correction आने का chances है? बोले, of course, correction आना is good for the market. थोड़ा बहुत correction आता भी है. But I can't see any dip happening in the market. I asked him a simple question with अपना ट्रम अंकल जो रोज मस्ती कर रहा है अपने साथ में, तो उसके लिए कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है क्या? सॉरी, रिकॉर्ड में कहीं डालना नहीं. तो मैं बोला यहाँ पे कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ सकता है. बोलते हैं नहीं, यहाँ दुबई के लिए बेनिफिट होगा. तो बोले जितना भी कोई भी बाहर कुछ भी करता है अपने लिए उसका फायदा होगा. And definitely we are going to benefit out of it. So nothing to worry about it. And I am sure you people know that Ras Al Khaimah में भी casino आ रहा है. And जहाँ पे भी Ras Al Khaimah is only 1 hour drive from here. जहाँ पे भी कसिनो अगर आप रिकॉर्ड चेक करोगे ना, जहाँ भी दुनिया भर में कसिनो आया ना, उसका मल्टीपल ग्रोथ उस सिटी को आया है. अभी आप बोलोगे कसिनो तो रास अल खेमा में आ रहा है. रास अल खेमा 1 घंटे की ड्राइव पे है मेरे यहाँ से. वो it's like if I have to play, I am a casino gambler. I would stay in Dubai, take a car, go to casino, come back again in 1 hour drive. There are very few people who would want to stay in Ras Al Khaimah and play in Ras Al Khaimah, but majority of the people or the growth benefit जो होगा वो दुबई को होगा. और जो ये कसिनो लंबा नहीं है, 2 साल के बाद कसिनो आ रहा है, तो पॉपुलेशन यहाँ पे बढ़ते ही जाने वाला है. डबल इनका जो प्रोग्राम है, और अभी तक आपने देखा है कि दुबई ने जो डिसाइड किया है वो किया है. फॉर एग्जांपल जब भी उन्होंने पाम आइलैंड स्टार्ट किया था कि पाम बनाएंगे, रिक्लेम करके पाम आइलैंड की तरह एक सिटी बनाएंगे वहां पे, और उन्होंने बनाया. एक बुर्ज खलीफा टॉलेस्ट टावर बनाना था, बनाया. दुबई का लार्जेस्ट शॉपिंग मॉल बनाना था, बनाया. सो शेख मोहम्मद जो हमारे हैं ना, इतने बड़े विजनरी है कि उनके दिमाग में कुछ अगर आ गया कि करना है तो करेंगे. उन्होंने अगर बोल दिया कि 10 साल के अंदर मुझे पॉपुलेशन डबल करना है तो 100% करेंगे, और ये डेफिनेटली होगा. और बिकॉज जिस तरह से लोग अलग अलग एकेडमिक सिटीज बना रहे हैं, अलग अलग टाइप्स ऑफ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बना रहे हैं यहाँ पे, आपको देखा होगा आपने, एयर टैक्सीज भी आ रही है, ट्रैफिक, और इतना पॉपुलेशन आ रहा है तो दे आर टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द ट्रैफिक ऑल्सो. इतना रोड्स, इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द एयर टैक्सीज, they are making sure that the city also is growing so that you all don't have an issue. ट्रैफिक यहाँ पे है लेकिन कंपैरेटिवली टू द अदर सिटीज ऑफ द वर्ल्ड बहुत कम है मेरे भाई. तो 100% 2010 10 साल में जो डबल होगा वो 100 पक्का होगा. उसका और एक रीजन मैं बताऊंगा. टोटल पॉपुलेशन कितना है दुबई का? 4 मिलियन भी नहीं है. 4 मिलियन मतलब 40 लाख की बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. ओके, मैं मुंबई से हूं. मुंबई का पॉपुलेशन कितना है? 25 करोड़. एम आई राइट? 2.5 करोड़, सॉरी, मैं गलती हो गया, मतलब 25 मिलियन पीपल है. यहाँ पे 4 मिलियन पीपल है. तो यहाँ 4 मिलियन को अगर डबल करना है तो 8 मिलियन खाली आना है. तो 100% ये होना है डबल. और जिस तरह से लोग दुनिया भर से आ रहे हैं, पक्का ये डबल होगा मेरे भाई.
ट्रू.
हाँ, क्या बोले? इंडिया से
Done. Sir, I happen to represent the youth wing of real estate of our community, and out of the 750 odd delegates, almost 250 to 300 are from the age group till 40. What will be your message to Adil, your son, and the youth, जो future में अपने आप को ready कर रहे हैं? आपका message to the youth
for coming over here?
For anything, like for business, वो उनको अपनी लाइफ के साथ क्या चेंजेस कर सकते हैं? How आपके एक्सपीरियंस आप उनके साथ क्या शेयर करोगे?
I think जैसे मैंने रील में बताया था कि for any small children who are starting to go to the college, they should not wait until they finish the college. Majority of the children make mistake के कॉलेज कंप्लीट होगा फिर मैं डिसाइड करूंगा कि मैं इंजीनियर बनूंगा, डॉक्टर बनूंगा, बिजनेसमैन बनूंगा या क्या बनूंगा। ये बहुत ज़रूरी है हम सबके लिए कि हम अपने बच्चों को 13-14 साल के अंदर उसको कुछ ट्रेनिंग में डाल दो। अगर आप बोलेंगे यार 13-14 साल इज टू स्मॉल फॉर ए चाइल्ड टू स्टडी, बट आई पर्सनली बिलीव अगर 14 साल के एज के अंदर में आपने बच्चों को पढ़ाने सिखा दिया, कोई या तो कोई कहीं पे एक जॉब करने सिखा दिया, भले वो फ्री में काम कर रहा है, 2-3 घंटे के लिए काम कर रहा है, 4 घंटे के लिए काम कर रहा है, या हॉलीडेज में काम कर रहा है, ये उसके लिए बहुत फायदा होगा। एंड देन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट कि आगे जाके आज के यूथ के लिए 30 to 40 इयर्स के लिए क्या आप उसको सलाह देना चाहोगे? हम जिस ओल्ड स्कूल थॉट से कंपेयर टू आज के बच्चे लोग काफ़ी एडवांस्ड है, काफ़ी इंटेलेक्चुअल है, उनके पास काफ़ी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ है। जिस तरह से टेक्नोलॉजी बढ़ रही है उसके ऊपर उन्होंने काम करना है। अगर उसी तरह से आज मैं सोशल मीडिया का जोर से बात कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन सोशल मीडिया पता नहीं कितने साल चलेगा। जिस तरह से ये AI टेक्नोलॉजी आ रही है, आई एम श्योर दैट इज गोइंग टू टेक ओवर सोशल मीडिया। तो जो भी नया टेक्नोलॉजी आ रहा है उसके ऊपर काम करना, उसके ऊपर 100% यू हैव टू बी अबाव इट सो दैट यू हैव एन एज ओवर योर कंपटीशन। ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। एंड ऑफ कोर्स काम करते रहना है मेरे भाई, बिकॉज मेजोरिटी प्रॉब्लम ये होता है कि हमारे बिजनेसमैन के अंदर बच्चे लोग जो वो born with a silver spoon, not everybody is committed to the business as required. So उनको अगर शुरू से ही उनके दिमाग में डाला जाएगा कि नहीं भैया आप बिजनेसमैन, although you are born with a silver spoon, आपको ये मेरा धंधा आगे करना है, और उसके लिए आपने थोड़ा सा उनको ट्रेनिंग शुरू से कर दिया ना, तो आगे जाके आपको बहुत फायदा होगा। और ये फायदा मैंने देखा है। आदिल एज माय सन, ही इज टुडे I am so proud that he's going to take over my company. The same with my brother's children. They are also in the business, working so hard, and that is very important for all of us कि अपने बच्चे लोग वो जनरेशन को आगे लेके जाए।
Superb. We have come to the last part. I think सर थोड़ा बहुत धूप भी लग रहा है यहाँ पे। ये स्क्रीन को थोड़ा सा ऐसा थोड़ा कुछ चेंज हो सकता है क्या रात का ऐसा? Oh wow! But let's give a round of applause to my team. They are doing a fabulous job. सर बहुत लोगों ने बोला चिंतन तू तो सब क्वेश्चंस पूछ लेगा, बट हम लोग को भी रिजवान सर को क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं। वी कैन टेक 5 क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम द ऑडियंस इफ टाइम परमिट्स। विल हैव 5 क्वेश्चंस। हु वांट टू गो फर्स्ट? ओह, आई सी सो मेनी हैंड्स। चंद्रेश भाई उठ गए। कैन आई आस्क अंकित इफ यू आर अराउंड, इफ यू कैन हेल्प हिम विद द माइक?
सचिन 5 से नहीं होगा
क्या सर? नहीं अंकित, चंद्रेश भाई।
સર હું પણ મુંબઈથી છું, રિયલ એસ્ટેટ બિઝનેસને બિલોંગ કરું છું. ફર્સ્ટ તમારો જે વિડીયો હતો કે 1%, તો પહેલાં અમે એક્સેપ્ટ કરેલું મુંબઈમાં અમારા જે 5 પ્રોજેક્ટ હતા જેમાં અમે 1% પ્લાન લાવેલા, એના પછી ગોદરેજે કોપી કર્યું. તો તમને કેવું લાગે છે કે તમારો પ્લાન સમજો લોકો બી ફોલો કરે છે કે જે ઇન્ડિયા સુધી તમારા પેમેન્ટ પ્લાન અને આ થોટ પ્રોસેસ તમને ક્યાંથી આવ્યો 1% પેમેન્ટ પ્લાન?
અમે લોકો જ્યારે બિઝનેસ ચાલુ કર્યું, property no business. I have started my business 31 years ago when we started as a building material company. But when we decided to start this property business, there were all these big giants who were already in the market. And Danube, although was very famous company in the building material and Danube furnishing, I make it the property. If I have to start a business, what do I do different? Because if you don't do different, I will, not be able to compete. And I didn't have that sort of a money. So what we realized was, 85% population je che is the expat population who are staying in the rented apartment. And Dubai evi jagya che ne, if you come to Dubai, you don't want to go back to your home country. I can tell you that. If you stay here for 6 months, tamare ahiya besi jawan, you will want to stay here only. And 85% of the people who are staying in this city, they are staying in the rented apartment. And I felt that these people really want to buy the house, but they cannot buy the house because the banks will not give you a loan on the off-plan property. And off-plan property, if I have to sell them, how do I sell them? That's how we came out with this situation of you pay a small down payment, 20%, and balance you pay 1% per month. When I started this 1% per month, people say, yaar, how is it going to be possible? After some time, you will give him the apartment, api deso, and he will run away. He will not pay you the balance. But in Dubai, the laws are so good that, even if you give him the apartment, when the apartment is ready, you still have to collect your 1% later on. There is no issue. And that formula is worked. So answering your question, I was targeting the people who could not get the bank loan and who wanted to have the apartment.
Thank you, sir.
Superb. We have very little time, so we have something lined up to the next. We'll have one last question from Abhishek. One last question from Abhishek.
Thank you, Chintan bhai. Thank you, sir, for having you here. It's our honor. So, as Chintan bhai spoke about Adil, I want to talk about Sahil. So, I belong from Gen Z and Millennial culture, as Sahil is a director of Milano Group and my friend. So, I just want to understand what is the advice and top secret you have shared to Sahil, because he's such a young director of Milano Group. So, how you guys are talking in your drawing room, and what are the advice you have given to him to follow this legacy?
સમજ્યો નહીં. I didn't understand the question.
સાહિલ જે છે તમારા જે સાહિલનો હું ફ્રેન્ડ છું ને સાહિલ ડાયરેક્ટર છે મિલાનો ગ્રુપના આટલી નાની એજમાં ને જેમ કે આદિલભાઈ છે સાહિલ છે ને આટલી નાની એજમાં ઝેન્ઝી કલ્ચર ને જે સોશિયલ મીડિયાનો માહોલ છે તો તમે એમને શું એડવાઇસ આપી કારણ કે હું પણ મારા પપ્પા સાથે છું ને તમે એમના પપ્પા લાઈક ડેડ ફિગર છો ફાધર ફિગર છો તો વોટ આર ધ ટોપ સિક્રેટ યુ હેવ શેર્ડ હિમ to enter this legacy what you have built?
If I can reframe,
I'll
besides the youth also, what will be your message?
It's a very good question. જેમ તેમને પહેલા કીધું આદિલને મેં પહેલા you will be surprised to know he was only 15 years old. I sent him to China. મેં કીધું આપણે છે ને આ ચાલુ કરવું છે. I want to start the chandelier business. And you have to go to China and get the chandelier for me. And chandelier નું CB ખબર નથી, zero ખબર હતું. એને મેં આપ્યા 1 million dirham. મેં કીધું જા આપણે chandelier લઈએ, I want to start my business. Because we could afford that. Being a businessman, I could afford that. So from that particular age, we trained him that you have to be a businessman, go make the mistake, then you will learn. And that's what I am trying to tell you, that you don't have to wait until the college is over. You have to start the car. When Adil was small, he was only 10 years old, he wanted extra pocket money. I told him, go Adil, wash my car. I'll give you 10 dirham. So he said, he washed the car. He said, Dad, I will wash 2 cars. So I said, if you wash 2 cars, instead of 20 dirham, they'll give you only 15 dirham. So the value of money was taught to him, and also was taught to him that how he should start working from the beginning. And then when he grown up, I don't have to then tell him, Baba, you have to take care of my business. He is already ready, and he is more than willing and more than happy to work. Yeah, I know that he doesn't work as much as I do. I work till 10 o'clock. He goes out at 7 o'clock. But I can understand that. But hopefully he will when the situation comes.
So friends, this was our strong. Let's give a round of applause.
Thank you,
and to felicitate, I'll call Satish Bhai, Satish Bhai Vitlani and Vijay Bhai Karya.
Okay, I just want to tell you,
Requesting.
we have from my office, Priyanka and Hiral મારી પાસે છે અહીંયા. They will be here for 1 hour or 1.5 hours. In case if you want to know anything about any properties, payment plan, location, pricing, there are these 2 beautiful girls over here. They will guide you. They will take you to the office and also give you an idea, because our apartment, if you look at it, it's not only the 1% payment plan. We offer you a fully furnished apartment. And that fully furnished is not a normal fully furnished. આપણે 1 bedroom ના પૈસા આપીએ and you could get 2 bedroom. That means a convertible 1 bedroom which becomes a 2 bedroom. So all this information you will get it, and that price of that 2 bedroom also is less than 3 crore. એટલે 3 કરોડમાં આપણે 2 bedroom મળી શકે છે, and you get 8 to 10% ROI on that. So in case if you want any information, please they'll be able to guide you.
Sure,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
sir.
Great to have you here, Mr. Sajan. I request Mr. Mihir Kimji to please join. Mr. Mihir Kimji to please come on the stage.
Thank you, Satish bhai.
Everybody put your hands together for Chintan Basani and Mr. Rizwan Sajan. There you are. Only one whistle we have. We have lots of, I think. Come on, everybody. A really very interesting and energetic session this is. Now we're having another panel discussion, which is also going to be very interesting. And so that, I'll request again Mr. Chintan Vasani to please take over.
You all know that we could start, instead of 9:30, we could start about 10:30 or 10:45. And everything, because, we made so many people wait, because we have got, of course, this got delayed. Bharat Mart got delayed. And now, of course, this session got delayed. So, we really have to wait, we should really have patience, because, we have lined up, wonderful speakers. And they really have done a lot of preparations, So, immediately after real estate, we would be taking Samir Bhai's speech. And then, we have got Mr. Graham, Exim Bank, have been a great support, so we have got 10 minutes each for them. And, we are going to get something out of it. I hope, we all keep patience, because, once, our panel discussion is over, we should not really lose interest, because here, everything is there for everybody. So I really wish, sincerely pray, that, when Graham comes also, he has to deliver something. He has come all the way, from UK to talk to you. Of course, he has a lounge, he has a special lounge, you can go and talk to him later. But let him say, what exactly he has to say and he has to deliver. Thank you so much.
So guys, let's have a very interesting panel. एक बार वापस sound check करेंगे. जोरदार तालियां to each and everyone who have come here today. My next panel is a very multiple cities, multiple countries wala panel hai. My first panelist, one person I really look up to. Let me welcome Senior Vice President of Sri Lohana Mahaparishad, one of the top developers of India, and also one of the founders of Credai, which is a very strong representation of real estate, Jitendra Bhai Thakkar. Let's give a round of applause coming from the city of Nashik. My next panelist, a brother to me, Naredco Next Gen Chairman, having projects in multiple cities around India, Jay Morjaria from Braj Group. Let's give a round of applause. He's also representing the youth in the panel. Third, our silver partner, my brother, my friend, one of the biggest names in mandates in Mumbai, and 3-4 years back, they have started business in Dubai. Chandresh Bhai Vitlani, let's give a round of applause from Palladian's partners. And finally, my Instagram friend, the most followed person in GCC for real estate. He has a huge army of real estate professionals. Let's give a round of applause to Farooq Sayyed from Springfield Properties. Again, the most followed person. Farooq, make sure this comes on your Instagram today. Hello. Perfect. So we have a very geographically, we have tried to have a very good perspective on real estate. Jitendra uncle, I want to start with you. When Mahakumbh happened, if we study the Indian real estate, wo particular micro market mein, prices were going off the roof. Abhi bahut jald kumbh aane wala hai. Nashik will again become, media ka har attention wahan par hoga. Anything with your experience in being in Nashik from over decades, what you can share with the audience today?
Hey, Chintan, नासिक जो है सारे 12 साल के अंदर जितनी डेवलपमेंट नहीं होती है ना, 12 साल में एक बार कुंभ आता है तो नासिक की डेवलपमेंट हो जाती है. इस साल नासिक में इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में टोटल 17,000 करोड़ गवर्नमेंट फाइल अप करने वाला है. दैट इज वन. एंड कुंभ तो है ही, उसके अलावा भी एक्सप्रेस वे अभी नासिक बॉम्बे बन रहा है, तो नासिक बॉम्बे कुछ दिनों के अंदर आप 2.5 घंटे में पहुंच पाओगे। सेकेंडली सूरत चेन्नई भी एक्सप्रेस वे बन रहा है, सो वहाँ से भी आप 2-2.5 घंटे में पहुंच पाओगे। तो नासिक हैज़ अ ट्रिमेंडस ग्रोथ, ट्रिमेंडस पोटेंशियल, एंड कुंभ में तो मल्टीफोल्ड में इसकी डेवलपमेंट होगी, हाइट भी बढ़ेगी।
Superb. Jay, let me quickly come to you. You represent the youth in real estate. You were the first, if I'm not wrong, the first जब next gen चालू हुआ था, which comes under the housing ministry, narrate को next gen. What will be your message to someone someone who wants to start his life with real estate? What would be your message to them? And any interesting data that you can share?
Hello. So Indian real estate is not only about numbers. Like we have around average age group is 30. Age group will be 31 by 2030. So we will need around 50 million homes in next 5 years. Obviously, real estate is employing more, like second largest employer of our company, of our country. So I'm very positive about real estate in next 5 to 7 years. Like we contribute around 7 to 8% of our GDP, which is expected to be 12 to 13% in next 3 years. So yeah, like opportunities are endless.
Super. चंद्रेश भाई, आपने मुंबई में धूम मचाया, मुंबई में धूम मचा रहे हो. Now you also have a very good presence in Dubai. અને બહુ બધા લોકોએ મને રિક્વેસ્ટ કર્યું કે થોડાક પેનલને પ્લીઝ ગુજરાતીમાં આન્સર કરે એવું ટ્રાય કરો. આઈ થિંક આઈ કેન યુઝ ધીસ થિંગ વિથ યુ. આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં આપણું વાળું પાર્ટ રાખીએ. મેન્ડેટ બિઝનેસમાં શું તમારો સિક્રેટ સોસ કહેવાય ને કે ભાઈ આનું જમવાનું બહુ સારું હોય કેમ કે એક સ્પેશિયલ નાખે છે, તમારો સિક્રેટ સોસ શું છે?
થેન્ક યુ ચિંતન. આ મારો બહુ ફેવરિટ સબ્જેક્ટ છે કે હું બિઝનેસ નથી કરતો, પીઆર કરું છું, બિઝનેસ ઓટોમેટિક આવે. તો અહીંયા બી નેટવર્કિંગ છે એ સૌથી મોટું ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી છે. એઝ એ NAR પ્રેસિડેન્ટ ઇલેક્ટ હું બી નેટવર્કિંગમાં માનું છું. તો મુંબઈમાં એરિયા ગ્રુપ જે અમારું મધર એસોસિએશન હતું જેનો હું પ્રેસિડેન્ટ હતો, અત્યારે IPP છું. તો હું હરેક ઇવેન્ટમાં અને આજ જેટલા લોન્ચીસ અમારા જે એઝ એ મેન્ડેટ પ્લેયર 25 રનિંગ સાઇટ છે મુંબઈમાં, પણ જ્યાં અમારો લોન્ચ હોય ટીમ અગર 8:30 આવે છે તો હું 8:30 પહોંચીશ અને 11 વાગ્યા સુધી અગર વોકિંગ ચાલુ હશે તો હું 11:30 ટીમ ગયા પછી નીકળીશ. તો પર્સનલ કનેક્ટ જે છે. સેકન્ડ, એઝ એ બ્રોકર કે આજ સમજો મારું B2B પ્લેટફોર્મ છે કે હું થ્રુ બ્રોકર માલ વેચું છું, તો ફર્સ્ટ નીડ રિયલ્ટરની નીડ શું હોય કે મને મારી ટાઈમે બ્રોકરેજ મળે. તો અમે એન્શ્યોર કરીએ છીએ કે 1 વીકમાં તમને, બાકી અગર સમજો ડેવલપર મહિનામાં કે 2 મહિનાની બિલિંગ સાયકલ છે તો અમે તમને 1 વીકમાં પેમેન્ટ આપશું. તો આ સૌથી મોટો કી પોઈન્ટ કે ભાઈ ફાસ્ટ બ્રોકરેજ એને આપણે આપીએ છીએ. એથિકલી ડિજિટલથી લઈને કે એ લોકો ટેલિકોલિંગથી એક બી લીડ જનરેટ કરશે તો બી અમારા એસએમને અગર મેસેજ આપી દેશે કે ભાઈ આ મારો પરમ દિવસે ક્લાયન્ટ આવે છે, તો અમે એન્શ્યોર કરીએ છીએ કે તમારું લીડ બી તમે જનરેટ કરી છે તો બી તમને ટેકિંગ અને બ્રોકરેજ મળશે. તો હું ટીમને 225 પ્લસની મારી ટીમ છે, હું ટીમને એક જ સજેશન આપું છું કે બડા નહીં બનના હે, બેસ્ટ બનના હે, ધંધા આપને આપ આएगा.
Super. Very well put. Farooq, I want to ask you a very interesting question. You have a super social media presence, and I'm sure a lot of business comes through digital marketing, your social media presence, and you have a huge team. जितने real estate वाले यहाँ पर है, like it happens with my company also, चंद्रेश भाई also, अपन 2 साल 3 साल किसी को डेवलप करके रेडी करते हैं और अचानक एक दिन बोलते हैं for few 100 dirhams or for a few thousands they leave. How does it work? Like, do you feel frustrated about it?
I think it's I mean, as you know, part of a business community, there is a sort of a life cycle of, let's say, a real estate professional. But I think if there's a win-win situation, किसी भी business में there always has to be a win-win situation, not just for the boss of the company, but for the employees. If the employee or the team member feels that yaar, there is a certain growth element over here, and we have fair practices in place, and there is, I mean, you cannot be the only guy making money in the company. So if you're the only guy making the money in the company, then of course the people will eventually move out. So in our company, we try to play, you know, the culture of the company is very important. People, I always say this, we have a millionaire club in our office. All right. So all of the guys who have now become millionaire. Last year we had 22 members of our real estate team who became millionaires. All right. In just the year 2024. And people see that, okay, yaar, idhar kaam karke we can become a millionaire. You know, and they see the culture. And that's why, touch wood, we've not had so much of good people leaving the company. But of course, once in a while, you always have that. And I think it's a part of the business. You know, you have highs and you have lows. And there are sometimes some challenges you have to face being, you know, in the business, part of the business community. And especially real estate, even more so, because there is so much competition, not just among developers, brokerage companies, and there is movement that's going to, it's inevitable part of the business. But I think as a, you know, business owner, you have to see that, you know, as one of the challenges. Like I think Rizwan uncle mentioned in the last discussion, there are so many benefits to be a part of the real estate industry in Dubai. Ye thoda bahut to hoga, it's the part of the.
Let me also ask you one more question. Social media. बहुत लोग अभी भी reluctant है यार I can't make videos, I'm very shy to come. उनको क्या message होगा आपका?
I mean, exactly what Rizwan uncle said a little bit earlier. It is such an important part of any business. चाहे आप बाल काटते हो या real estate बेचते हो या गाड़ियाँ बेचते हो या pipe बेचते हो या कुछ ना कुछ. Somebody was telling me I sell this LED signs. तो यार इस business में मैं कहाँ से social media कर सकता हूँ? तो आप तो real estate बेचते हो, दुबई बेचते हो, tower है, गाड़ियाँ हैं. This is an interesting thing for social media. मैंने उसको एक दिखाया एक account. There's a guy in China who sells signboards and he's become viral. So it's more about the personality, showing the business. You know, people want to connect with people. And when they see people on social media, especially as the leader of the business, they connect with the individual on a different level. Like, हम लोग आज पहली दफा मिले, but I mean, I felt the warmth and the connection just because I understand that, you know, because you were following each other on social media. You know, now if you are there on social media, you don't need to go to your customer and tell him, हाँ भाई मैं 20 साल से ये काम कर रहा हूँ, अपनी फैमिली 35 साल से ये बिजनेस में, मेरे इतने प्लांट हैं, इतना वो. He already knows. So it creates that kind of warm feeling when you're meeting your customers. So doesn't matter which industry you are in, social media is a must. And I think the biggest tip I can tell somebody is get started. In our company, we do a 60-day challenge. Okay, whoever is coming to our company, they must do social media for 60 days. It's a challenge. I make them sign on a piece of paper. I bring a piece of paper, I put it on the table, I say, sign this. This is a commitment to yourself and to me. Okay, my 60 days, I will make content. Some content, you have to make it. You commit to yourself that you will do it. In 60 days, you will find the content that works and it becomes like a promise to yourself. And, you know, in our company, because it's a must for every real estate salesperson to be creating content. I don't care. You create something.
I think LIBF has an amazing idea. Next LIBF, all the delegates compulsory you have to make content and put it on social media. Let's do that. My final parting question to all three of you, because tame bata, all three of you are on various associations. Chandresh bhai, you're going to be president-elect for an association which will have 50,000 real estate professionals. Jitu bhai, you have been a founder of CREDAI, which is one of the strongest real estate body represented to the government. Jay bhai, you represent Naredco Next Gen. What is the importance of association? If you can start Jitu bhai, and then Chandresh bhai and Jay bhai, you can give your final thoughts.
See, basically,
and of course, LIBF and Lohana Mahaparishad, we are also an association. What is the most important thing for being in an association?
Yeah, see, as far as LIBF is concerned, I think लोहाना की जो हमारी सारे डेवलपर्स साथ में हैं, वी आर लाइक फैमिली. एसोसिएशन में बॉन्डिंग होता है, दैट इज़ फाइन, लेकिन यहाँ एक फैमिली का बॉन्डिंग है, यहाँ कुछ अलग बॉन्डिंग है. एज एन LIBF हम लोगों ने इंडिविजुअली ये देखना चाहिए, जो भी हमारे डेवलपर्स हैं, इनका बैलेंस शीट स्ट्रॉन्ग कैसे हो, दैट इज़ द बॉटम लाइन. और ये थीम साथ में लेकर के जो भी एक्शंस हम लोगों ने लेनी है, दैट वी नीड टू एट LMP वी नीड टू टेक. मे इट बी फ्रॉम रिसर्च है, मे इट बी हैंड होल्डिंग है, मे इट बी डेवलपर्स हैं, तो डेवलपर्स सारे कहीं ना कहीं से डेट रेस करते हैं, सो वो डेट रीजनेबल प्राइस में कैसे मिले, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं. यूथ को हम कैसे साथ में एक साथ में कलेक्टिवली जोड़े हैं, ये सारी चीज़ें जो बेसिकली क्रेडाई में तो हम लोग लर्निंग शेयरिंग ये सारी चीज़ें फॉलो करते हैं. लाइकवाइज वो मॉडल साथ में फॉलो करने के साथ में यहाँ वी आर वर्किंग टुगेदर एंड वी आर वर्किंग टुगेदर एज एन फैमिली. सो मुझे लगता है कि इट्स द राइट टाइम कि इसके बाद में ये सेशन के बाद में बिफोर लंच वी ऑल डेवलपर्स आर मीटिंग हियर.
सुपर. जय.
So Chintan association, I mean major role play करता है. Like I know many of my friends जिनका family business real estate था. Like if you see about 10 years back, so उनको real estate business में नहीं आना था. उनके जो भी रीजंस थे, अप्रूवल के रीजंस थे या XYZ जो भी रीजंस थे, तो एसोसिएशन से और जो गवर्नमेंट ने जो रिफॉर्म्स लाए, स्पेशली रेरा, GST और एक ट्रांसपेरेंसी लाया, सो उनकी वजह से समहाउ यूथ को हम वापस बिजनेस में इन्वॉल्व कर पाए, लाइक उनको अट्रैक्ट कर पाई हमारी इंडस्ट्री. दूसरा लाइक सिंस लाइक आई एम रिप्रेजेंटिंग माई कंट्री, माई सिटी, सो मुंबई रियल एस्टेट या इंडिया रियल एस्टेट के लिए एक चीज़ मैं यहाँ पर हाईलाइट करना चाहूँगा, सिंस हमारे मल्टीपल कंट्रीज से लोग हैं हमारे पास यहाँ पर. सो देयर इज नो डाउनफॉल इन इंडियन रियल एस्टेट. आई वोंट टेक एनी नेम्स, बट अगर आप बाकी कंट्रीज में देखते हो तो साइकिल बहुत अप एंड डाउन रहता है. सो इफ यू चेक द डेटा, इफ यू चेक द हिस्ट्री, there's no downfall in Indian real estate. So that point I wanted to highlight to our audience.
Super. I think in Indian I'll make sure there's a Dubai versus India. वो बहुत interesting होगा. Chandresh bhai, if you can give your final thoughts. Power of associations.
मैं सिंपल थोड़ा बताना चाहूँगा कि कोई भी संस्था, मतलब आप समझो सोशल काम जो करते हो, कमिटमेंट जो आप टाइम देते हो वो आपके बिजनेस से निकाल के देते हो, लेकिन वो वेस्ट नहीं होता है. उसके लिए मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूँ, थोड़ा दोनों से डिफरेंट आंसर देना चाहता हूँ कि आप कोई भी काम कर रहे हो. मैंने NAR को 7 साल पहले मैंने फर्स्ट कन्वेंशन अटेंड किया था NAR का. जब मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम देखा कि भाई NAR क्या होता है, कि जो जितने भी लोकल एसोसिएशन, जो सिटी एसोसिएशन है, 40 सिटी एसोसिएशन का एक पेरेंट एसोसिएशन है, वो NAR है. तो मैं खाली एज ए मेंबर करके उसमें काम कर रहा था. काम करते करते जब GB मेंबर भी नहीं था तो मैं हर एक, क्योंकि NAR के इवेंट में स्पॉन्सरशिप लाता था, जहाँ पे जो आगे काम करना है उसमें फ्रंट पे जाके काम करता था. तो फर्स्ट टाइम GB मेंबर मुझे डायरेक्ट ट्रेजरर का पोस्ट दिया गया, प्रेसिडेंट, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट और अभी प्रेसिडेंट इलेक्ट हूं. तो आपका किया हुआ एफर्ट कभी वेस्ट नहीं जाता है. संस्था में आपको काम करना है. यहाँ पे भी जितने लोग आए हैं, एक एक आदमी 2-2 रेफरेंस भी लाएगा नेक्स्ट कन्वेंशन के लिए, तो यहाँ पे जो 700 है वो सीधा 2100 हो जाएंगे. और अपना कमिटमेंट कितना है, मैं अगर पैसा नहीं दे सकता हूँ तो मैं थोड़ा एफर्ट करूँ मेरी संस्था के लिए, મારા માટે કંઈ કરવું છે, કે લોહાણા સમાજ માટે મારે કંઈ કરવું છે, આ સ્વેચ્છાએ આવશે તો બિઝનેસ भी ऑटोमेटिक जनरेट થશે. फारूक यहाँ पे दुबई में लोकल में बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. हर बंदा जानता है कि दुबई में हाईएस्ट माल दुबई में वो बेचते हैं, तो उनको रशियन, चाइनीज, मतलब सारे कंट्री के स्टाफ इनके पास मिलेंगे. मेरे पास दुबई में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में मेरा ऑफिस है, एक भी इंडियन छोड़ के मेरे पास स्टाफ नहीं है. क्यों? मैंने एक भी यूनिट दुबई में नहीं बेचा है. दुबई का, दुबई में जितना भी मैं माल बेचता हूं थ्रू NAR, मैंने मतलब समझो 3 साल में जो भी काम किया है 98% माल मैंने थ्रू NAR बेचा है. तो ये ताकत है अपने संस्था की और एसोसिएशन की.
Super. That was my strong panel. Let's give a round of applause. And for felicitating, I'll request Satish bhai to please join us on stage with Praveen bhai Kotak. Again, because I want the real estate representation. Praveen bhai, please join us on stage. And also Umang uncle, Umang Thakkar.
Chintan.
And Rakesh bhai Rajdev, if you can join us on
Chintan,
stage.
I wish to add, see, there are associations at national level, at India. See, in every country, there are associations. LIBF, Real, is a first association of the real estate developers, which is worldwide.
True. Yes.
This being a first association of Real, which will be worldwide.
Round of applause for Jay Morjaria. Guys, we want to give a panel को थोड़ा एकदम full power feel होना चाहिए. Thank you so much. And they all are planning to stay back. So अगर if you have any questions, we'll take it further. We'll call Chandresh bhai Vitlani from Palladian's partner. Yes. And I also want to share a good news. Palladians has also confirmed to come in LIBF Expo. So, you know, start हो गया अपना वहाँ का bookings. Farooq Sayyed from Springfield Properties. And last but not least, Vice President Sri Lohana Mahaparishad, and a very prominent developer from Mumbai, Nashik, Jitendra Bhai Thakkar, and also one of the directors of LIBF. This was the real estate session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Chintan Basani. And thank you, everyone, all distinguished speakers of the panel, Mr. Jitendra Bhai Thakkar, Mr. Jay Murjaria, Mr. Farooq Sayed, Mr. Jay Murjaria, and Mr. Chandresh Bitnani. Thank you, Shri Umang Bhai Thakkar, Shri Praveen Bhai Kotak, Shri Rakesh Bhai Rajde, Satish Bhai Bitnani, and everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much. These are the very, very interesting and eye-opening sessions in LIBF. Euro Exim Bank presents LIBF, powered by APM Capital and presented by Winmart. We are very much glad to have available presence of Mr. Rakesh Bhai Rajde, Ms. Rupal Ben Rajde from APM Capital. They are our sponsors. And now, I would like to invite another young and dynamic female of our Lohanas, Ms. Disha Rajde, Executive Director of APM Capital Limited, on the stage. Ms. Disha. જોરદાર તાળીઓથી આપણે સ્વાગત કરીએ મિસ દિશા રાજદે from APM Capital Executive Director.
I'm not sure if I can follow up on the great speeches in the panel that came before me, but I'm going to try. Good afternoon, everybody. It's truly an honor to be speaking here at LIBF, an event that brings together some of the most dynamic minds from our global community. As they mentioned, I'm especially proud to be here, not just as a member of this community, but also as the director of APM Capital, one of the sponsors of the forum. APM Capital is a financial brokerage company established right here in the UAE with its headquarters in Abu Dhabi at the ADGM island. We provide access to major global exchanges and markets, from equities to commodities to derivatives. And we cater to a full spectrum of clients, whether they're institutional investors, family offices, or active retail traders. Our goal is to simplify the investment journey while upholding the highest standards of transparency, technology, and trust. And with our recent expansion into the UK, we're continuing to scale that mission globally. While my move to the UAE wasn't part of the traditional plan, I relocated here from the US during the pandemic, largely because my parents were already here, and it was one of the few places in the world that felt vibrant, open, and hopeful. While most of the world seemed to be closing off, the UAE stood out as a place full of potential and opportunity, and that spirit of possibility shaped everything that followed. Starting APM Capital was both exciting and daunting. As many of you know, the financial services space can feel pretty closed off, especially if you're young and if you're a woman. It's still an industry that has relatively higher barriers to entry and lower levels of female participation. But in a strange way, because of the community here, my age became my strength. Every time I reached out for help, there was always someone willing to offer guidance, share advice, or point me in the right direction. People were genuinely invested in our success and growth, and I think that made all the difference. I think I have moments every day where I think, yes, this is exactly where I'm meant to be, because being an entrepreneur is never easy. Every day comes with new challenges and new fires to put out, as some of the people here discussed earlier. But it also brings constant learning, and I think that's what keeps me going. I think when it comes to the UAE, what sets this country apart is, again, I think it was mentioned in the panel before, is the level of diversity that we have in this country. The sheer range of professionals, expats, and industries that are based here give you access to so many different perspectives. Whether you're based in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi or anywhere else in the region, The energy generally is the same. It's a global business hub that wants to encourage innovation, ambition, and agility. We're fortunate to be based in ADGM, and I always say that besides my parents, ADGM has been our biggest supporters. Whether it's been regulatory guidance, access to resources, or simply being part of a forward-thinking ecosystem, they've played a massive role in helping our company grow. It's one of the reasons why I believe that this country's openness to entrepreneurship is not just talk. It's backed by real action, policy, and structure. And I think one of the things that I often hear, and something that I definitely want to challenge, is the perspective that me being Gen Z, our generation is impatient, that we cannot focus or that we expect success overnight. But I think that couldn't be further from the truth, because what we really truly crave is purpose and impact. We want to move fast because we know that the world is moving fast, but that doesn't mean we're not willing to put in the work. And I think the skill that matters today the most, especially for the younger generation, is resilience. Not just bouncing back, but being resourceful, adaptable, and persistent. We've lived through what people keep calling unprecedented times, first with COVID and then with everything that followed, global instability, economic shifts, and rapid digital transformation. Our plans were paused, our priorities were changed, and that uncertainty became the norm. But through all of that, our generation has learned to adapt. We learned that there's always a way forward, and the challenge is staying committed long enough to find it. If I'm in the position to give one piece of advice to the people my age in this room, it's this. Use your community. Learn from the people around you, whether it's our friends, family, or mentors, or forums like this, like the LIBF and the broader community, is full of experience and knowledge. Do not be afraid to ask questions. You don't need to have all the answers right away. I don't think anybody does. For me, this community has definitely shaped who I am. Maybe not always in the ways that I've noticed in the moment, but it was mostly shown in the values that were passed down. The entrepreneurial mindset, the instinct to build, the drive to take risks, and the persistence to find solutions. These aren't just individual traits, but they're collective strengths that have been nurtured in our community for generations. And those values, resilience, adaptability, and hard work, feel more relevant now than ever before. At APM Capital, our long-term goal is to build a transparent and easy-to-use financial services platform, but it goes beyond that. One of our core missions is to empower, not just by talking about it, but through real actions. We invest in education, internal training programs, and mentorship initiatives to ensure that mostly the women around us can thrive in finance. Our current team has a 50-50 gender ratio split, and we're very proud of that, because we think that representation shouldn't be an afterthought. It should be part of the foundation that we're building on. Our recent expansion into the UK has been a reflection of what is possible from when you build from a country like the UAE, which is a region that truly champions young entrepreneurs. We want to grow APM Capital into a platform that is as global as it is grounded, driven by purpose, powered by people, and constantly pushing the boundaries of what finance is traditionally meant to look like. Looking ahead, I want to see more of my peers from our community stepping into leadership roles. We have one very impressive leader right in front of me. Not just family businesses, but also when it comes to startups, companies, public companies, social ventures, and policy making. I want to see us lead in sustainability, technology, education, and in the shaping the future of the business, not just responding to it. This country gives you access, but it's what we do with the access that defines our success. So I hope that each of us here, especially to the people my age, takes that to heart. Be bold, ask questions, take risks, use your community, and most importantly, be resilient. I know it was a super quick speech, but thank you to the organizers for this incredible event. And thank you to all of you for being here today. I'm really excited to see the continued growth of our community and to working together to creating more opportunities for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Disha Rajde. Thank you, wonderful. This is the young and a dynamic generation of our Lohanas, and we're really proud of a parenting, really great. I would like to invite Kirtana Karya and Pooja Devani on the stage to felicitate their young Disha Rajde. Ms. Kirtana Karya and Pooja Devani. Satish Bhai Vitlani is their chairman of LIBF. Ms. Pooja Devani and Kirtana is here with us. Congratulations. And thank you so much to APM Capital. Thank you, Rupal Ben. You feel proud. Please come on the stage if you want to.
Are we not really inspired by Disa's speech? If yes, very, very big round of applause, for her. So I'm a great fan, of Radhya family, for their philanthropic work. But really, I was not aware that, so many activities, so much insight is there in this area of work. Rakesh bhai, really, we are very proud that, you and, Ben, have developed, this wonderful, wonderful girl, you have really taken care of. We are really proud of her. And this is a big inspiration, to our youth, that you look, this is how, and એટલા જ humble. આ બહુ મોટી વસ્તુ છે એની અંદર કે મારા ત્રણે ત્રણ જેટલા બી જે બધા સ્પોન્સરો છે પણ ટોપ મોસ્ટ એની અંદર તમે you look at Euro Exim, you look at APM Capital, you see, this Windmart, they're all grounded and excellent people to deal with. We are very proud of you and we are very proud to be associated. LIBF is very proud to be associated with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Satish sir. And now I would like to invite the director of LIBF and chairman of Somaya Group, Shri Samir Bhai Somaya, for his speech, for his keynote address. Shri Samir Bhai Somaya.
બધાને જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ. અત્યારે જે સ્પીચ થઈ ગયા છે દે હેવ બીન ફેન્ટાસ્ટિક. એના ઉપર શું વાત કરીશ સમજમાં નથી આવતી. વિજયભાઈ કારિયા મને કહેલું તો પહેલા સતીશભાઈ તમારો ખૂબ આભાર. વિજયભાઈનો આભાર બધાને અહીંયા ફોર ગિવિંગ મી ધીસ ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી ટુડે. Vijay wanted to talk, he told me that give a little bit of background. He says we are all about business and give a background on the work, history, the present and the future of the work that my grandfather started, Padma Bhushan Karamshi Bhai Somaya. Yesterday, Dinesh Bhai Kanabar made a statement that in a conversation with him, I have said that business ma મને તો કોઈ પર્યાય આપ્યું નહોતું to join the business. And Vijay also said I should speak about success story. The first point I want to say is, of course, I was not given a choice, but I love what I do. And I think if one has to measure success, then the first thing of success is you should love what you do. And I think that is the first measurement. તમે જે કરો છો એ તમને ગમે, then that is, I think you're there. My grandfather started, he was born in a rented hut in rural Maharashtra, in Srirampur, near a village called Srirampur. And he struggled a lot in life. The first thing he taught was कि भगवान में श्रद्धा रखजे અને ભગવાન જે કરે ભગવાનની મરજી, પણ છલાંગ લેવાની જ. કારણ કે ઉપરવાળો તમે કામ સારું કરો તો ઉપરવાળો છે તમને મદદ કર્યા કરશે. 1939 he started a company on the banks of the Godavari sugar mills નું નામ આપ્યું. 1942 માં એક સ્કૂલની સ્થાપના કરી ત્યાં જ, in rural Maharashtra, કોપરગાંવ તાલુકા, નગર ડિસ્ટ્રિક્ટ. અથર્વવેદમાં એક બહુ સરસ શ્લોક છે, શતહસ્ત સમાહર સહસ્ત્રહસ્ત સંકીર એટલે 100 હાથથી કમાઓ અને હજારો હાથોથી તમે આપો. એમાં બંને ચીજો છે. એક કમાણીની જરૂર છે. We are entrepreneurs. All Lohanas, we are entrepreneurs. We must earn and we must work in the service of society. એટલે 1942માં એમણે પહેલી સ્કૂલની ગામડામાં જ ત્યાં સ્થાપના કરી. 1944, there was a big blast in Mumbai port during the Second World War. ત્યારે દાદાને વિચાર આવ્યો કે આપણી જે કમ્યુનિટી છે એમના મસ્જિદ બંદરને ત્યાં વડગાદીમાં ઘણા રહેતા હતા. તેમને થયું કે અહીંયા હવે ક્યાં રહેશે, કારણ કે બ્લાસ્ટ થયું છે, ઘણાના ઘરો ખરાબ થઈ ગયા. તો ઘાટકોપર અને કુર્લા વચ્ચે એક જગ્યા હતી. So he bought some land and he thought this could be the place where I can ask them to resettle. No Vyapari wanted to go from a Bandar type of area into that Ghatkopar Kurla area. And so the land stayed where it was. Soon after independence, Kanhaiyalal Munshi, who was the founder of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, asked Dada, "Mane 10 lakh rupiya apo, એક કેજે સોમૈયા કોલેજ ઓફ એન્જિનિયરિંગ ભારતીય વિદ્યા ભવનના નીચે આપણે કરીએ સ્થાપના." દાદાએ મંજૂરી આપી. મુનશી સાહેબે કહ્યું કે હું નહેરુ સાહેબના આશીર્વાદ લેવા જાઉં અને એમને કહું કે આમ કરીએ છીએ. પંડિતજી ત્યારે જ કલકત્તાથી આવેલા. And he came back and he said that ના કોઈ બિઝનેસમેન પાસેથી 2-5 લાખ લઈને આમ નામ ન અપાય. તો મુનશીજી તમે આમ ના કરો. Kanhaiyalal Munshi came back to Dada and said, "Sorry, આશીર્વાદ ના મળ્યા." At that time, Dada said, "ચાલો તો સંસ્થા હું મુંબઈમાં હું પોતે શરૂ કરું છું. અહીંયા જગ્યા લીધેલી હતી અને એક વિદ્યા વિહારની કલ્પના કરીશ to create a big new institution, and that's how things started. So, I think one thing he said is have faith in God, and chalang lagad, and the third is to think big. And if things turn out not the way you intended, think bigger still. And so that is something that happened. He thought bigger still, and then he said, let's create an institution. And of course, one college building, people said there is in, South Mumbai is where the development is happening. There's a Jai Hind College, KC College, Xavier's College, Elphinstone College, Institute of Science. અહીંયા તમે આ વીરાનામાં શું કરશો? And then he said, નહીં, I imagine a Vidyano Vihar, ek Vidya Viharni Sthapna Karish. And remember one day, just like we saw how Dubai has grown, he just said Mumbai will grow around this place. And today we see how you can see the Dir Drishta hoy chhe, how they can see it going further. So to think big, opportunities change. Opportunity can be look in diversity, you see in adversity, you see opportunity and how you go further. Business, yesterday I spoke a lot about business, about Godavari biorefineries. So I'll just speak a little bit, not too much on business here. But before that, I wanted to go study. અહીંયા Prashant Popat છે કે નહીં ખબર નહીં. If he is there, he should. He is there right in the back. He asked me today at breakfast, how come you didn't study at Vidya Vihar? Because he said, I studied there, how come you didn't? DM Popat was the honorary secretary of Vidya Vihar and he studied there. He said, I was asked to study there. So of course, I was also asked to go study there by my grandfather. I told my grandfather, Dada, it's not one of the, it's not one of the best colleges. Cornell University, where I've studied, is one of the best in the world. And you are a good Mumbai college. So he said immediately that you must go. Go to Cornell where you want to go, where you want to study. But when you come back, you promise me that you will make this institution as good as the one you studied at. And so I think the other story I got is not only that you dream big, you learn to trade dreams. કે તમારા જે બીજા કોઈના સપના હોય તમારા બનાવો અને તમારો જે સપનો હોય બીજા કોઈનો કરી આપો. I think if you do that kind of thing, that if you combine dreams of people, then the world becomes much larger, becomes much more beautiful. Today, last week, in fact, 25 heads of institutions of Dutch NGOs, companies, and education institutions came to Somaiya Vidya Vihar to ask, what is it that you think separates us? And I told them, I think nothing really. If we all dream, then dreams unite us. If we have fears, then they separate us. So let's not think about our fears. Let's think about our dreams. If we dream together, then we dream all together for us. So I joined my business in 1992, 93. Liberalization was going on. Opposite to the tariffs that we are hearing about, India was at that time under pressure of the IMF and said that we will not give you money unless you reduce tariffs. And tariffs came down dramatically in India. And at that time, when I joined our business, I was a new chemical engineer. Father said, dream big, make a make a company which is based on research, based on strength of building the future. And that's how, which I spoke yesterday about Godavari biorefineries, having a light footprint in the planet, using agriculture resources to make food, biofuel, biochemical, biomaterials, and make a company that's a mark in the world. And I'm very happy to say that there was nothing that I didn't challenge my scientists in my company that they could not do. And very happy to say that now in the world, in fact, there is in Cologne in Germany, there's a conference in September where they want to talk about revolutions in the use of biomass, and Godavari Biorefineries has been invited to give the plenary address at the opening of that conference to see what is happening. So I think it is something that we dream about, and I don't want to talk much about that since I spoke about that yesterday. I will continue to focus on education because the second talk I was supposed to give today was on education. So I think when I look at 1st January 2024, when I opened the newspaper, I found out that ISRO had put a satellite in space. And when they put the satellite in space, there was also a big statement that the Sumaya Institute of Technology students had a satellite with that ISRO rocket that went up. So I think it is important that we create the best universities, the best institutions that we have. So while we focus, I say, हमें 3 चीजों पे ध्यान देना है. पहले तो एक पेशा क्या है, दूसरी हमारी सोच क्या है, और तीसरा हमारा चरित्र कैसे बनता है. बिकॉज ये तीनों चीज आजकल अगर हम जमाने को देखें तो हमारी जो विद्या की संस्थाएं हैं, हमारी जो व्यवस्था है, वो पेशे पे ध्यान देती है. इट हैज बिकम ट्रांजैक्शनली द एक्विजिशन ऑफ अ स्किल. इट हैज फॉरगॉटन दैट इट इज ऑल्सो टू इम्प्रूव द थिंकिंग ऑफ अ पर्सन, एंड द थर्ड इज द कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग ऑफ द पर्सन. इन तीनों चीज पे ध्यान देना है. ત્રણે ચીજો પર આપણે જોર આપવાનું છે. And then I thought about, okay, what is the kind of education that I received in my house? And the thought process was, okay, हमारा घरे रोज प्रार्थना थती. So that means you had a spiritual dimension. Second, we were made to study music or the performing arts. Okay, whether we were good or not, but at least you heard ghazals, you heard bhajans, you heard that. Third was language. We're multilingual population. How are we going from multilinguality to monolinguality? How do you think of more languages? Sports. How do you get sports? How do all of us get great sports over there? And how do we get an exposure to nature? So therefore, in our university, I thought, how do I put in Somaiya that kind of culture? Delighted to say that in Mumbai, and Manoj Bhai knows, we have created a fantastic sports infrastructure. In the middle of the city, in our 50-acre campus, about 12 acres, 10 acres is devoted to sports. And recently, our students went and played. India got the bronze medal in the World Inter-University Squash Championships. 4 of the 6 Indian team members were Somaiya students. So I think it's important that we create facilities in which we show world-class efforts in sports. Similarly, we are thinking, we've got a new school of music and performing arts. Niladri Kumar, who's a great sitarist, he's joined as a dean. I think this is the way we want to try and create an environment of culture, of architecture. And recently we are building another 150,000 square feet building only to teach Dharma studies. We have spent a lot of work in teaching management, medicine, engineering, artificial intelligence, space sciences, all that we have to do. That is what we say pesha. At the same time, we also have to provide a platform and we teach students how are we doing. In fact, the building of Dharma studies that we are building, which will be ready in 3 months. So many of the students on our campus are saying, हमको एक course इस college में करना है. Because you have to also create environments in which we attract the student, that they must learn how to open minds. Because what is Dharma? Dharma or religion is not dogma. We don't want to teach that how do you close your mind. You want to be able to teach the students how to open their minds. How big is your world? That's what we want to do. At the same time, I think it is important for our students as we move into modernity we also have to understand memory. આજે આપણે વાત કરીએ છીએ LIBF, લોહાણા એટલે રઘુવંશી. આપણું એક જૂનું અમારી મેમરી છે, આપણું લેગેસી છે. એ લેગેસીને આપણે આગળ કઈ રીતે જઈ રહીએ છીએ? Can we create an environment where this memory meets fantasy? Because we cannot let go, we must not let go, not cannot let go, we must not let go of what we have given, have we got down for the past? We cannot continue to live in the past. Because I again told those Europeans whom I met the other time, I said, it is incredible the way you have preserved your past. How can also we create an environment in which we build on the past and we use it we use our memory to be a springboard for our future? How do we have that memory become fantasy? So how do we create, how do we create a world in which, so in Kutch recently in Adipur we have built a center for the teaching of design and entrepreneurship to our karigaro. Because you have karigars who are used often as mazduri. Now how do we not restrict it to their mazduri, but how do we make sure that they are also becoming artisan designers on the world stage? And last week I am delighted that 5 of our artisans were invited to the Lakme Fashion Week, and they had a full show in the Geo Complex in the BKC. So I think this is what we are trying to do. The same goes for art. How do we create a world in which we want to create art? How do we create for artists a similar platform? Just a few days ago, we launched a residency for artists. It's a 4th year. And a Peruvian collector gives a call and says, I want to buy the artwork of one of the artists on the campus. I think it's a whole thing about providing an education that is a platform. Our dream for an education is that Mumbai has Bollywood, it's a media center. It has Dalal Street, which is a financial center. And we are trying to bring in the biotech of what is Cambridge in terms of drug discovery, the Silicon Valley in terms of innovation, combine it with the tradition of our history, of our culture, આપણી જે સંસ્કૃતિ છે, એને આપણે જળવાઈ રહે, bring it with education, bring it with a lovely natural surrounding, and try to build a world that is over the future. I want to end with, in this education, how to end with, because again with memory, we take it. And my dadi always said to me, in education, 2 things, my dadi and my foi, Leela Ben was a pramukh of the Kutchi Lohana Samaj, so I will end with 2 of their quotes, which I will say. My dadi, whom I used to call Bai means mother in Kutchi, she said, Ji vaddo rakje, which I think is a beautiful way in terms of learning, because ultimately learning is, have a big heart. And the last thing my Leela foi used to says is, કે જો ખટનું હોય, ખટનું એટલે આપણે લાભ લેવા હોય, ખટનું હોય તો આશીર્વાદ મેં ખટ. So I think we are all business people. We have to earn. That's our life. We have to earn. We have to give back. And સૌથી વધારે આપણે જો ખટવું હોય તો આશીર્વાદમાં ખટીએ. બહુ બહુ આભાર. Thank you very much.
બધાને આઉટસ્ટેન્ડિંગ અને ઇન્સ્પિરેશનલ લાગ્યું હોય તો બધા એક સ્ટેન્ડિંગ ઓવેશન આપણે એને આપીએ મનોજભાઈને. અને સાથે સાથે આઈ વુડ રિક્વેસ્ટ દિશા રાજદેવ ટુ કમ અપ પ્લીઝ. દિશા, લેટ અસ ફેલિસિટેટ this young dynamic Samir Bhai Somaiya. Please come up on stage. Can you hold a question? બધા
ખરેખર એક ગૌરવશાળી ક્ષણ આપણા સૌ માટે. શ્રી સમીરભાઈ સોમૈયા એક એવા પ્રાઉડ લોહાણા જેમણે સમાજ માટે, એજ્યુકેશન માટે અને લોહાણા સમાજ માટે ઘણું બધું કર્યું છે અને આપણા સૌ માટે ગૌરવની વાત છે તેઓ અહીં આપણી વચ્ચે આપણી સાથે છે. જોરદાર તાળીઓ ફરી એકવાર. એન્ડ very young and energetic future of Lohanas, it is Disha. Sir, Shonali is also your alumni of Somaiya Vidya Vihar.
I'm going to go slightly off script and say that I have had such amazing memories at the campus. And that was my building block to be able to grow to the world. And thank you so much.
Great, Shana. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Somaiya. Sir. Now, I would like to invite, guys, we all know that startups and innovations are a booming sector in India nowadays, and Indian government is also promoting very much all the new startups and everything. And for talking about startup and innovations, I would like to invite on the stage Mr. Hitesh Bhai Sachdev, Head Startup Engagement, Innovation and Investments of ICICI Bank. Hitesh Bhai Sachdev. Everybody, please put your hands together and invite him. Hitesh Bhai Sachdev.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It gives me immense pleasure to be amongst all of you. Let me, Samir Bhai spoke about artificial intelligence and Silicon Valley. So let me continue on that and build up on that. We all know India is, the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. We have 117 plus unicorns and $105 billion of $105 billion plus of investments we have attracted in various startups in the country in last 8 to 10 years. So it speaks about the size and scale of the startup ecosystem in India. But before I move on, let me ask with some few questions in the audience. How many of you are using Chat GPT? So quite a few, right? How many of you believe that AI can replace humans? How many of you can believe AI can replace humans? Nobody. AI will, may not replace humans, but it will replace the work which humans are doing, maybe 20% of it, 40% of it, 80% of it. But the way it will replace at an efficiency of maybe 1,000 times better, 100 times better, 1,000 times better, and it will lead to more and more efficiency. Second question, how many of you believe AI can be CEO of your company? Can you imagine a company being run by AI as a CEO? Nobody. Are you all CEOs or you are worried about your, You will find someday, maybe 3 years, 5 years down the line, the job of a CEO being taken over by AI because you can, train AI models to take decisions, and that's what CEOs do, right? Third question, can humans be immortal? Can humans be immortal? Yes or no? People seem to be really hungry, or I'm trying to put that energy. Can humans be immortal? No. But with AI, may not be in the physical form, but you can create your avatar, you can program it, and you can still, do things which are you wanted to be, after you are gone, and your AI avatar will do, and it can exist for thousands of, years the way you're programmed it to, right? So with this backdrop, let me talk about, I met a lot of youngsters and people are asking, how to raise funds, what kind of ideas we should pursue, what do investors look out for when they evaluate investments into startups? So, so it starts with an idea, right? An idea is more like I would say a problem statement. So whenever, we encounter a lot of, by the way, can you name the largest employer in the world? Which is the largest employer in the world? Any names? Sorry? Indian Railways? Anybody else? Sorry? Walmart? The biggest employer in the world is inefficiency, okay? So, and that's what startups do. They find out problem statements, they find out hurdles, and then they attack it. And then they solve the problem in a way that nobody else is able to do it. And some of the peculiarities of ideas, right? If you're working on an idea, what is it that you are trying to achieve for? What are you trying to solve for? So is your idea something, or is your product something that it creates irreversible trends, right? And when I say irreversible trends is that, let's say you are, buying a ticket, standing in a queue on railway station, and now you are using IRCTC, right? It's an irreversible trend. You can't actually now go back to the queue and, you are habituated with IRCTC, you'll keep buying your tickets on IRCTC or, flight tickets on Make My Trip or whatever portal you are using. So these are certain things which are irreversible, right? You create habits or properties which creates trends which are irreversible. Second, whether, idea has a kind of a bragging effect or not. So how many of you, would have downloaded WhatsApp when, WhatsApp would have advertised it? Any one of you who has seen the WhatsApp advertisement and downloaded WhatsApp? Anyone? Nobody. Everybody downloaded it because one of our friends would have downloaded it and they would have, bragged about it that, hey, my communications are easy. It's a fantastic platform to communicate. And that's the bragging effect, right? When people start bragging about your product, you don't need to do publicity. You don't need to spend marketing dollars. So can you create that bragging effect on your product? And many such products are there. We can talk about True Colors of the world and then network effect. Some of the products create network effect. Third is, can you think about 10x innovation or 100x innovation? Most of the time we create products and we add one more feature. Now that one more feature doesn't create entry barriers. It's easy to replicate, right? Are we creating products which are 10x or 100x innovation products? So let's take an example of, for example, Tesla, right? Yeah, everybody knew to build electric car. In India also we had an electric car called Reva, 2007-8, right? So that electric car concept was not a new concept. But the way one, designed the car is that now the car, it's an autonomous car. You don't need a driver. So if I take Tesla and I go to office, I can actually put my car on Uber or any other platform and people can, get my car. So double income for me. So all of a sudden, car, which was a kind of a liability for which I used to pay my EMI and installments, it has become an earning asset for me. So they are not in the business of selling car. They are kind of selling software, right? So the think about 100, similarly with the, rockets also, right? The way they have designed it that you can actually get back the rockets. And so the point I'm trying to make is that can we think of innovation at 10x or 100x scale? Can it change that? Can it bring that paradigm shift in the way we think about our products or our services or our platforms which you are building, right? So these are some of the pointers which we look at when we evaluate ideas and about founders, right? We generally don't like people who are solo founders. We like a team. We believe that it takes a team to achieve a certain larger mission or a larger goal. And most of the time, we prefer having more than one founder. We also don't like people trying to solve too many problems. Startup is all about picking up that one problem, creating a razor-sharp focus, and then solve it like nobody else has solved it, right? We also, like founder who are execution biased. The idea is nothing unless you execute it well. So we like people who have strong execution bias. And, when we ask questions, we try to understand that whether it is a Me Too idea or this is like, something which everybody has faced this problem. So we ask questions like how many customers you have met, what is the on-ground work. So like, for example, Ritesh Agarwal of Oyo, before he, started Oyo, 6 months he spent on the, ground, meeting, a lot of customers and, understanding the problem statements on the ground. And then, he launched it, right? So how well you understood the problem, I think that's also important. And there are many, and then, I'll kind of be a paucity of time. So I'll end it that, there are many such platforms which, the entrepreneurs can actually tap into for raising funds. There are, I would suggest if you are taking entrepreneurship, get registered with some incubators and accelerators. There are plenty of incubators and accelerators. They help you to shape up your idea, to refine your idea. And then, there are platforms like Let's Venture, AngelList, Mumbai Angels, Chennai Angels, Hyderabad, a lot of these angel networks where you can actually raise your seed funding. And then there are a lot of angel investors also. Some of them are in the room as well. Yeah, we can pitch your idea and, get your funding done. I'm available here in the evening. We can discuss offline if any questions are there. But thank you for being an awesome audience. I know I've been holding you, between the for the lunch, but thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you.
Quick one. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rajdev. This is Euro Exim Bank, LIBF GCC Calling 2025, powered by Mart, presented by Mart and powered by APM Capital. And now it is time to know more about Euro Exim Bank. Euro Exim Bank, it is a lot for all of us because of their support and their everything. We are here in LIBF in Dubai. So Euro Exim Bank's presentation, so that I would like to invite Mr. Graham on the stage from Euro Exim Bank. Everybody, let's give a big hand and say a big thank you to Euro Exim Bank for LIBF GCC Calling 2025.
Namaste. I need more than that. Come on, namaste. Come on. As you can see, I am not Lahana. I'm honorary Lahana. Okay? The reason for that is all my colleagues, all my contacts, everybody around the world is Lahana. Working with Euro Exim Bank, I'll give you a brief discussion about what we're doing, how we do that, but specifically, your community, my community with you, is all about partnership, strength, strategy, and doing business. All of you do business. Put your hands up if you do export or import. You're in manufacturing, you're in pharmaceutical. Are we in the right audience today? I'm not going to sell you a flat. I'm not going to sell you real estate. No, we're going to help you, if you're in export or import, to do your business more productively within the community and outside the community. So let's have a look about what Euro Exim Bank is all about. This is me. Why do I come to you? I'm not Gen Z, as you can see. I've got white hair. I've been in the business a long time. I'm a magistrate, and I look around everywhere in the audience. I didn't see you in my court in London. So this is good. Honorable people doing honorable business. That's what we're looking for. But as you see, my background is very diverse. I speak at international conferences about international trade, how you can do business more productively. What we do as a business, we're headquartered in St. Lucia in the Caribbean. We're regulated, authorized, supervised, a prime organization to help your business. Representative offices, and more important, Lahana is in 37 countries. Euro Exim Bank is in 200 countries. We can support your business. But the world is a diverse place. You know, I have a presentation here, and I think I'll rip it up because Trump has done that for me, all right? The problem is, every day is change. You must be prepared and ready for that change. So, we know, for example, in India, 120 languages, many, many banks, and across the world, the pattern is exactly the same. In China, how many cryptocurrencies, how many other currencies and companies are trying to affect the way that business works? In Africa, 850 landlocked countries trying to move goods across borders. Very, very difficult. Imagine trying to get a ship to Mombasa and move the goods to Rwanda. You've got to go across two countries. Different regulation, different compliance, different language. Very, very difficult. And here is the ecosystem of trade and why it's so difficult. Question, How many ships are moving through the world at any one time, container ships? Any ideas? No, it's not 1 million. That's the number of containers. Very good. No, the number of ships, 4,500 on the ocean at any one time. If you're importing goods from China, the chances are you've got a container on one of those ships. So you need to know the logistics, the supply chain that goes with this particular environment. It's complicated. It's not just a question of phoning up Amazon and saying, send me 20,000 metric tons of oil. You can't do that and expect a delivery the next day, even if you are in Dubai. It doesn't happen that way. So we need to understand the logistics and the supply chains moving around the world at any one time. And we'll talk about compliance and regulation in just a moment. If we look at what India is exporting at the moment, and if we go back to one of the presentations from yesterday, we can see the exports which are taking place. If you're exporting, you should be in that diagram somewhere. If you're an exporter anywhere, you need to know where those physical goods are going. And we see the value of the exports is 441 billion. One of the problems, of course, is that India is exporting less than it imports today. And hopefully the Make in India campaign is going to change the dynamic of that. So what's being imported? We say 667. A trade gap of $200 billion. What goods are coming in? Well, certainly crude petroleum, gold, integrated circuits, a lot of the power that goes inside our electronics and new industries. So will it be possible for any other nation to manufacture iPhones? Because Trump this morning has changed his mind again. Everything's happened. He was not going to put a tariff on smartphones, and yet he's done it again. Because smartphones are not a prime export of the United States. Their prime export for iPhones is the intellectual property of the iPhone. The actual monies coming into the revenues generated actually go to China. So we need to understand, again, what's happening on the supply chains with this. Let's look at UAE as well. Exports, well, certainly crude petroleum is the main one. Refined petroleum. I feel like somebody doing a weather forecast. On your right, we have a cold front coming in with gold and a temperature which is rising in diamonds and jewelry. Okay? So we need to understand the key products. We also know from a bank perspective which countries all of those goods are going to. Who are the prime importers? Are you on that list? I don't know. And then from an import point of view, certainly gold, cars, absolutely huge amount of cars, broadcasting equipment. So I've got another question for you. The United States buys sneakers, trainers, running shoes. The value of the business, $90 billion a year. Can anybody tell me how much the United States actually manufactures of that $90 billion? Anything? It's 1%. 1% actually manufactured in the United States. 68% from China, and then India, Mexico, Vietnam make up an extra 34%. So again, we need to understand when tariffs are applied, what that's going to do to that particular diagram. Okay, Africa, major exporting and importing opportunity, especially from the UAE, and especially for the amount of goods physically moving. Certainly South Africa, other countries as well are coming up. And I was in Rwanda a few weeks ago, and there we saw a vibrant economy. They could register a new company in 6 hours. They want to do business. Are there opportunities that we can look at around for everyone doing export and import from there? Moving forward, there's your market. If you want to sell your product, that's what they're buying. And we can break down within each industry. We know petroleum. We certainly know about other types of goods, medical in particular. Can we leverage, can the Lahana community leverage that pharmaceutical base and move it to the countries who are buying that? Certainly, free trade agreements are very important. This is just one note in particular. The countries want to get together and do business. But what Trump is doing is actually pulling them apart. So we're going to see something like the Africa Free Trade Agreement, great for the 54 countries of Africa, but as far as other agreements are concerned, he is actually stimulating nationalism, isolationism, protectionism. Now, we want to be able to do free trade and fair trade, and what's made the world is becoming much more difficult. But look at the sort of agreements that India is actually creating at the moment as well. It needs trading partners. You can't make products and only consume your own product. Doesn't work. So, from the export side, apologies for the very complex diagram, but you can see from the China, its tentacles move across the globe. Everybody's interested in China. But the cost of doing business with China is rising. The way they're doing business is rising. And certainly we're going to see people looking for new supply chains. So there's some of the problems, if you like, and opportunities within the whole of the supply chain. Who is involved in that ecosystem? Well, it's everybody. It's not just me selling my product to my company. I need insurers, I need inspectors, I need a shipping line, I might need an aircraft, I need customs, I need regulation and compliance. Question for you. Regulation changes in the world somewhere. How often? Does anybody give an example of how often regulation is changing somewhere across the globe? Any ideas? No, it's every 12 minutes is the answer. And that's the problem as well. In compliance and operations as I am, our role is to ensure we know what's happening. If I'm importing certain goods to certain places, I need to know that it's not sanctioned, it's not dual-use goods, that a PEP, a politically exposed person, hasn't gone and done it, or a government who hasn't got authority to do it, is actually trading in those goods as well. And that protects you as the consumer or the buyer or the seller. So here are some of the problems. Banks don't want to give a lot of money to you to help you do your work. Again, lack of liquidity, their dispute about performance, low country credit ratings, etc. So there's a lot of issues concerning how you do your business and who you trust to work with. So what do? Why are we different? What's our unique selling point? Well, certainly our objective is to reduce that complexity of trade. If you don't know how trade works, our people know how to do that. The bureaucracy of trade. There are many different players. How do you navigate that? Well, we do that through understanding the whole of the trade flow and protecting capital as well. How many companies here will go to a bank and say, I need $100,000 or $5 million to help with my trade, a letter of credit? And the bank will say, that's easy. Give me $5 million until the end of the trade. So I want to guarantee you're going to pay at the end. So what we do is by using appropriate collateral, softer collateral, we can then support businesses so they can do business across a time from 90 days to 360 days. That makes it much more equitable and protects their cash flow. Domestic bank liquidity. Many banks that we looked at before only deal with mortgages, microloans, and a domestic environment. If you approach them to buy or sell anything, they'd probably say, oh, no, not interested in doing that. We don't know about how international trade works. I look after houses. I look after apartments. I can lend you some money to buy some land. But they wouldn't be interested in supporting your business to buy goods, which will help you manufacture and then re-export. FX is very complex and costly. Dollars are very complex and costly. It may be that we're getting challenges to dollars being the prime currency by people using cryptocurrency as well. Are there other plans in place to try to push the dollar out of the picture if it's too expensive, especially in Africa, for that to work? And we talked about appropriate collateral as well. So, sound please.
Today, we'll explore the potent tools that drive international commerce. Let's dive in. Letters of credit, the cornerstone of global trade. Standby letters of credit, a safety net for your commitments. Bank guarantees, the protective shield for your interests. Advance payment guarantees secure your upfront payments with our dependable guarantees. Join us and experience these potent financial tools that drive your business forward.
So these are the tools that we have, specifically letters of credit, either sight or time dependent, back to back, back to front, divisible, etc., helping you do your business, getting that credit line to be able to do business effectively anywhere in the world. Standbys and guarantees, especially if you're doing a government project with advanced payment guarantees or performance guarantees as well. If you need to present a tender to do certain work, many governments, for example, will require you to have a performance bond, and we can provide those to you as well. And certainly the new one services of providing issuance service, facilitating the raising of money through bonds on American exchanges for companies really trying to change their equity and their capital. So these are the sort of instruments that we have. Ultimately, what do we want to achieve as Euro Exim Bank? Well, certainly to be a $1 trillion company. And that's pulling together our expertise, 200 countries, expanding the number of operations we have worldwide, working with agents and partners, understanding the business, building wealth for customers, building the opportunity for buyers and sellers internationally, and using technology, AI, machine learning. We're using all sorts of new techniques to understand how the market operates and how we stay ahead of the game. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for not looking at your mobile phones. I'm just going to lead and introduce a number of two colleagues of mine, very, very briefly, I promise you. And again, to the Lahana community, me as honorary, and everybody else who's in the room, thank you so much for the opportunity to share our navigated journey with you and to see how we can work together. We're in the exhibition area as well. If you'd like to come and see us, you'd be most welcome. And thank you again to LIBF, to everybody here.
Thank you so much, Dr. Graham Wright. Please stay with us on the stage, requesting President of LIBF, Mr. Satish Bhai Vitnani, Mr. Vijay Bhai Karya, to please come on the stage.
Can I request Mr. Ketan Bhai Morjaria, if I can see, Bimal Bhai Kantaria. These are all bankers, and also, Pradeep Bhai Dhamecha, in case if he's there. No. Can I have Pradeep Bhai?
Thank you.
So we have the bankers here also, bankers from Kenya. We have got bankers, from UK. I don't know whether we have any bankers from India. We have Hitesh Bhai Sachdev probably here.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We can get the name of Euro Exim Bank to our LIBF. So let's show our love and respect to Euro Exim Bank, everybody. That's wonderful. Thank you for your love, for your support, and your sponsorship, Euro Exim Bank. Every year we will get that.
Just before we go, I mentioned that there were two other people wanted to introduce very, very quickly to you. First of all, Mr. Ben Virapen from ELS in London, and Mr. Timothy Deal, also from ELS in London.
Hello, everyone. Won't keep you waiting. I know it's almost lunchtime, so just wanted to say what a pleasure it is to be here. My name's Timothy Deal, and I'm a barrister from London, and I'm joined by Mr. Ben Virapen, a solicitor from ELS Legal, a law firm in northwest London. At ELS Legal, I just want to say that the type of work that ELS do, they're really the full range of all legal matters, from property law, business law, company law, attend hearings, court hearings, and also give advice. So not only can they help with problems they can help avoid getting into problems in the first instance. And they're a law firm not just committed to legal excellence, but also to integrity, collaboration, and global perspective, some of the qualities that I think are shared in this room. So I'll just hand over to Ben just to say a few words about the type of work that the law firm does.
Hello, everyone, distinguished guests of the Lohana community and the delegates. Thank you very much for having us. And it's been a real pleasure to be among you. And again, a pleasure to meet you again from some of the members we've met before from the previous conferences. And, you know, like my colleague, Mr. Dean said, we do a lot of, we are firm in London. And I think our networking with you guys and it's been a great pleasure to work with you. And you know, I'm in the managing partner of ELS, and we've got a great team in London. And one of the things that I would like to talk to you briefly today about offshore trust. So you know, I've listened and I've heard such brilliant and stories of businessmen and businesswomen in the Lohana community who's strived to come to the wealth that you have now. And in today's globalized world, wealth is not just about numbers. It's about security, freedom, and the legacy to plan for the future in confidence. And one of the most powerful tools that you have at your hand is an offshore trust. So what is an offshore trust? An offshore trust is a legal instrument, legal arrangement whereby your trustees manage your assets, be it cash, properties, businesses. These assets will going to be, you know, put in a trust and managed in an offshore trust for your beneficiaries. You work hard for your wealth, and you want that to be passed on to your children, your grandchildren, and your future generation. And we are based at the Exim Lounge. You can meet our team. We can go through it with you. And please connect with us if you're interested in doing that. And then we will take you to every step how you do this. And it's important that you work hard for what you've got today, and you want to protect it, and obviously pass it on to your generation without any risk of taxation, you know, the way the world is going now. You want to protect it and pass as much as you can to your future generation. Thank you very much for having us. I know we've kept you waiting for your lunch. Great pleasure. Come and see us and talk to us if you need.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure for us too. Thank you for being with us in Exim Bank, LIBF.
Could we request Subhash Bhai, Janak Bhai to please come? Asim Bhai is there. I don't know whether Asim Bhai is there. Could we have a fraternity, you know, from the legal fraternity, you know, one of them? Because we have the legal team here. We have Ketan Bhai Borjaria, you know, I can see, you know, Ketan Bhai, could we have you once again, you know, on stage, please?
Exim Bank presents LIBF GCC Calling 2025. Presented by Bharat Mart and powered by APM Capital. Thank you so much, all the sponsors and everyone who are present here, all distinguished guests and dignitaries. Thank you very much. And this is networking lunch time for 45 minutes only. 3 o'clock, we will meet here again. Sharp 3 o'clock, we will meet again here in this ballroom. Thank you, everyone. Please proceed for lunch. Enjoy. Thank you.